back. Why is it
Hello.
that Ting still offers that rich, buttery, smooth CDMA frequencies?
Bro, one time
Hello,
I ran a race
hello,
with that
hello.
kid so I can
Ding.
see what second place looks like.
Hello, hello, hello. Ding. Limit yourself.
I'm
That was
really.
that was the old Metro PCS slogan.
I'm really thinking, Sneak. Do you think that there would be any other mergers between any other companies if it really gets bad?
Wireless?
Yeah, man.
No, there's nowhere to go. What do you want to go to one carrier? I mean, we're down
already
to
at
3 or
one
4,
carrier
you know?
in some markets.
Be like Demolition Man, where Taco Bell ruled everything.
AT&V. AT&V.
I mean, if you have 3 carriers, at least the networks will be competitive.
Yeah.
If you have 4 or more, you have cost and market competition within the price.
I can't wait to see this Dish Network carrier.
Did you hear about this RCS thing that the carrier's doing? The cross
Oh,
carrier.
I got mine.
I enabled it on my phone.
I got it to work on my 16.
Yeah, there's some workarounds and there's some trickery that can actually work.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Private message me your number. I want to see that thing work.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
The only thing I worry
finally worked this morning, Pete. Finally.
I know.
The only thing I worry about is I heard something to the effect of the carriers might end up abusing that to like charge customers more.
I heard that too.
No. We don't want that, bro.
We don't
because it's not I guess standards based or whatever. It's like it works with the Google thing, but I guess it's either not based on the standards completely or they've done something.
I think that's right.
You guys mind if I do some roll?
Oh yeah,
sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. We're just cutting
I want to see this work.
All right, Photonics in the house. Good to have you on. Official Yendel on IG. Good to have you on. Willie, good to see you here this evening. Glad you can make it. Troy as well. Good to have you on. Seabass is in the house. Lexton also in the house. 900 Hugo is here. As is Joeseph.
Hi, how's the UK, Joeseph?
Yeah. John, got a wrench. Good to have you on, sir. Pete has a wrench. He's also here in the live. Good to have you on, Pete. Johnny DTV is here. He almost said ahoy. He just said hoy.
Hoy.
What's up, Raph?
Man.
Raph has the big wrench tonight. He'll be taking care of moderating duties this evening. Good to have you on, sir. Thank you for stopping by.
So, hoy was what the Watson said back to Graham Bell because Bell service was bad back then, too.
Nathan, we'll be getting to that shortly.
Would you like to play a game?
Who else we got here? Don't test the mod squad. John named all the moderators the mod squad, so you guys get your own little faction within the SMT Nation.
Nope, not working here, Pete.
Ah, man.
Is it working for you?
Nope.
What's up, Bernardo?
It does say T-Mobile doesn't have that.
Oh, crap.
Big Chungus is here. Faye is here. Sean is in the house. Gentlemen, where? What's up, Martin? Good to have you on. Rafi, thank you for the audio and video check. Jared is here. Yes, the Chungus is among us.
I think it works only with Pixels.
I'm on a Pixel.
What's up, Mad Dub?
No, I heard it was working with the 6T at one point. Really? I heard some people saying it was working with the 6Ts.
Gregory, good to have you on there. Eddie's here. Carlos is here. Kaya's here.
Dish Mobile.
Therald here. Stacy here. And the man is here.
I'll be right back. My youngest is up.
It says setting up under my status. That's why.
John, we'll be here for you to get you through that double shift.
When I go to my settings, it says that I'm connected.
What's up, Gary? Max, Robert, Michael.
Oh, that's why.
Erica, Core. Thank you for the kind words. Glad you're enjoying the show.
It's like a really quick workaround. I did it in like 10 minutes, but it takes like an hour for it to finally connect.
Ryan, Jarrett, Miku, Fabrizio. All right, we got roll. Everybody's here. We got 50 in the live. Thank you guys for being here this evening. Please like this video on your way in. Yeah, glad you're here. Hit the like button, share it. Do what you got to do to to help out the SMT.
Be right back, fellas. Give me 1 second.
Hurry up, bro. We're paying by the minute.
I got
So yeah, the set RCS flag is enabled.
Go down to the third option and turn on the. Let me go up. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It is called,
OPT pattern.
yeah, OPT pattern, and then it should give you a link. Give me a second.
Yep.
Okay, apply that. Go back and then clear your messages, and
You
then
mean hard reset messages?
yeah, well, hard reset messages, and then at that point, turn off. Oh God, I don't know why you got to do all this, but turn off the Wi-Fi, and then do it with the LTE. Then after the LTE is reactivated, then once it starts spinning, then re-enable Wi-Fi, and it should work.
This is breaking news stuff. We're setting up
Almost like a cheat
RCS live.
Cool.
Give me 1
Troubleshooting
second.
on the live.
1 second, diaper duty.
I think I could relate. All right, we got Flyboy Rex is here. Good to have you on. Brad is here. Robert says I got RCS to work on Google Messages finally.
Yep,
Only
that's
took
what
about
I'm
20
doing.
minutes. 20 minutes. All right, so Pete, if you're anything like Robert and he's pretty tech savvy, this is going to take you about 20 minutes. Turn on the thing to send verification code. Did that first too. Okay. Would RCS work for Apple too? Only if Apple wants it to.
So no, they want to sell you their iMessage.
Right. I mean, that's the whole shebang about like having a specific service for that. Nothing yet. Nothing yet, Johnny D. Sean, good to have you on, man. Just chilling, doing the Sunday podcast thing. Thanks for being here this evening. Good to have you on. All right, we got 68 in the live. Thank you guys again for being here. Please do like this video on the way in and share it. Maybe somebody could find the podcast informative or enjoyable or just entertaining. Who knows? Maybe talking about tech does something for some people, Jess, good to have you on. Yeah, man. I really so like this little workaround that people are trying to do here, right? That's not really where we want to be, right?
No, we want it.
Yeah, we want RCS to be a situation where it's a common app used amongst all Android users and then seamless, effortless. The video quality that you're sending, awesome. Files, all of that. The status on if somebody's read your message, if they're typing, confirm send, all of that stuff. Like we want that, but we need it to be mainstream. We need it to be standards based.
We don't want it to be like, okay, we got
We don't want it
Peter on the
fragmented,
podcast
right.
setting it up.
Oscar, good to have you on. Glad you can make it tonight. Brock, see you in the comments and in the videos. Good to have you on here in the live. Todd, good to have you on. All right, cool. All right, so I thought this was kind of good. Didn't know that they were doing this, but if you are a Cricket customer, you do have access to Band 14. The one thing I do think is happening, though, is I think you are probably going to be one of the first to be deprioritized. Sorry, I forgot my phones are over here. You'll probably be one of the first to be deprioritized and managed on the core. So the one thing AT&T does really, really well, good or bad, depending on how you look at it, managing network priority. They have some really intelligent and aggressive cores for getting people on and off certain bands based on their priority. And now with the network being so bolstered and strong with band 14, they actually manage less. And with all the added spectrum and all the deals they got out of the first responders deal, that federal contract, they're sitting pretty, man.
So about first responders.
Ooh, from today, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, Pete, let me start this podcast with that announcement. So, that was not supposed to happen today.
Nope.
That was a total mistake by somebody on the T-Mobile side. Something tells me we're supposed to find out about first responders discount tomorrow at the earnings call around 4 p.m.
Wait, they didn't do their earnings call yet?
No, it's tomorrow. The 28th is tomorrow, right?
Let's see. Watch says it is.
Okay.
So let's
So
go
we're
with that.
supposed to get T-Mobile's earning call tomorrow and AT&T.
So I'm gonna make some bets here. These are probably safe bets. T-Mobile is going to give first responders 50% off like military.
Right.
Give them rank 0 priority and no data cap.
Okay, so hold on a second, Pete. We don't know exactly what first responders are getting. We know the price.
We do.
We have to hold off. We don't know about priority. We don't know about their data cap because that all kind of depends. Are they getting the Magenta plan? Are they getting Magenta Plus? Or are they going to have a separate plan? Like, we don't exactly know. We know the pricing is going to be like military, though.
Yep.
So that's kind of up in the air. It's also important to know because if somebody is a first responder,
that's a really good price
on them, and it's a reason to have priority. Now, here's another thing to consider, Pete, is why are they doing this now? And I think it's because they feel confident in their network moving forward, post-merger, that puts them in a good place. I think they could handle that.
Oh, yeah. They may even start greasing the palms of states saying, we'll give you this first responder network for your state people at an even lower price.
Sounds good. Sorry, fellas. I had a situation where the diaper was like a exploded pumpkin. So.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir. All right. So give me 1 second.
Man, I could tell you the first episode I had with Yasmin where like something like that happened. I'm not going to get into the details, but it was like, welcome to fatherhood.
I've had it happen to me probably like 6 times already. So at this point, I'm just used to it.
Yeah, no kids for me.
14 is like shooting around at the park. You can shoot around, but you get kicked off as soon as there's a pickup game. That's a nice analogy. I dig it. What's up, Ricky Florida Keys? Good to have you on. That video was very private. Nobody saw it. That's the interesting thing, Eddie. It was not supposed to go live. I think the production, the editing, all that happened. They filmed it. They uploaded it. And then I think they uploaded it publicly, realized it, and then went back and made it private. And I think it was supposed to go public sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, somebody didn't look at the privacy settings before.
And I think, like, I don't know if that's a fireable offense, but we got it. Because I got the notification, and
I got, here at T-Mobile, we're announcing, followed by something went wrong.
Johnny DTV, your phone does not have band 14, unfortunately. Any phone that's not manufactured this year, 100% will not have it. There might be a device or two from last year, but it's probably like the Note 9 or something like that, maybe. Yeah, Nathan. They'll T-Mobile always live streams it. It'll be the usual. Pete, you know the whole crew, the whole shebang over there at T-Mobile.
Oh yeah,
Cowboy Hat will be there.
I hear Neville's talk about.
Yeah, Neville will talk
about
Neville's fantastic, man.
I just geek out listening to Neville.
Right. Just give Neville the entire call.
If you gave him enough time, I bet you could break down most of the network technology and how they manage it.
They had some social media plebe explain Band 71 live recently, so listening to Neville would be like Super Saiyan Blue 2.
What's the best budget plan for 3 lines? Prepaid, postpaid? I don't know.
Where are you? Some carriers we could offer may have no service.
Yeah, what do you want? Like, what are you wanting? Are you wanting unlimited, or are you willing to deal with caps and manage it closely? You know, things like that.
If you're in Northern California, you may have bad Verizon service, especially in those forest fire areas. Hey, Bruce.
I was just
glad we have Philippine people in the Philippines watching.
Yeah, Philippines in the house. Okay, so yeah, the G8 being a 2019 model will definitely have Band 14 flagship. Don't miss the diaper changes. We're gonna call this being a daddy hour. All right, Ricky says we're not 10 years from 5G. It's happening nationwide. January 1st, T-Mobile. Other carriers may take a few years, and they ain't cramming it down. They're not. I mean, if you go to T-Mobile now, there's not a single 5G phone in there.
No.
If you go to Verizon, there's like 2. If you go to AT&T, there's none. If you go to Sprint, there's 1 or 2 or something.
2.
Yeah.
I think I agree with something Sneed said about mid 2021. I think it was. He said you should really start looking at a 5G phone.
Yeah, and it depends like your upgrade cycle. Like if you're every 2-year kind of person, you could legit upgrade your phone now. And if you upgrade every 2 years, like 2 years from today, we're having conversations on like 5G networks and whose is better. Like legit ones.
Yeah.
Like people will have like mainstream devices. It'll be in, dozens and dozens of cities. And we'll be talking about how like we've got Band 71 rollout now,
And I'll be talking like, wow, I'm so happy of this Band 71 5G with the 9 millisecond ping. It's not like that Verizon guy who crossed the street and then had to restart his download.
Bro, the crazy thing about the Verizon thing is their upload is completely LTE. It's irrelevant to 5G, and then the latency is like the same.
Yep.
Dang it, it's raining. My millimeter wave doesn't get through the drops.
Oh God, it's the fall. Oh God, a leaf just hit the ground. There goes the signal. Yeah, it's a problem, man.
I don't need free Wi-Fi in Denver. I'm on T-Mobile. I get full service.
What? Look at this. People are writing articles saying T-Mobile's future may end up being like Sprint. I don't know. Look,
I doubt that.
Here's what I'll say. They have an innovative CEO who insists on imposing his will on the market. You have a company that has been intelligently spending money, a company that values its customers, and now the customers have paid with loyalty. They're not going anywhere, bro.
I feel really valued at T-Mobile.
I'm not I'm on T-Mobile via a third party, but I'm not on their network directly. But I love T-Mobile and I love what they're doing for the market.
Agreed. How the first responders rank as it relates to business?
So categories. Carlos S., one of the contributors and someone really active in chat. I believe he's also on Patreon now. Is military and business, and he gets a 50% off too. So most likely, if you're a business owner and a first responder, your entire business would get that discount.
Wow, Johnny, if you're unable to get like a newer device, you're always going to feel like you're behind when it comes to the performance. And I'm not even talking camera performance, system UI.
We're talking network performance.
Yeah, we're talking like literally the difference between you having usable LTE and like in and out kind of speed coverage. Because if you have all of your LTE bands connected on a device, there will be times where you may like be chugging along real slow, but at least it's working. But if you don't have certain newer bands, like that capacity addition is not there, and you may just completely connect from the network.
I hope Johnny's not on T-Mobile.
Happened to me.
Yeah,
What
if you
phone
don't,
does Johnny have? I'm sorry, I can't read the chats.
I don't know. It doesn't say, but like he's saying that he. So if he's using 2015 devices, he's 4 years back, almost 5.
Jesus.
So if you
Dude,
think about what was out in 2015, Dave, that's like
that's like
you know,
Moto
are we
G2,
talking
Moto
like
G3.
S6?
Next is 6P.
Yeah,
6P.
Yeah,
Samsung Galaxy S6.
Those don't get band 71, so Johnny D.
like Moto G3. Take a look. I mean, if you can afford it, take a look at the mid ranges of today. Look at like the Moto G. I think it's the 8 just got released, or the Moto G7.
But you don't even have to do that. Like you can get an S7 Edge for like $150.
Johnny has an
that's still pretty far
LG
back.
C6.
An S7 Edge is 3 years back.
Now, what band is it again, Sneed? Y'all were talking about band 71.
So band 71 is the current band that is used to support LTE connectivity on T-Mobile's 600 megahertz.
Okay, so 6T has that. He can get a 6T for like $260.
Yeah, but it looks like he's trying to get way below 200.
Ooh.
So that's what I'm saying. You're doing flagship from 3 years ago, or you're doing mid range from last year.
Yeah.
Take a look at maybe the Moto E series. I don't know if it'll have 71 or not, but take a look at the Moto E.
It will. Moto, if you buy unlocked Motos, not like Boost branded or any of that, you won't have any problems with the SIM cards. You'll be good.
Well, I don't know what bands the newest one has, like the Moto E6 or 7, something like that.
I think they're all supported as long as you don't get like a, what is that, Cricket model or something like that.
Well, no, what I mean is I don't know if it has the hardware or not. Like, I don't know if Band 71 has trickled all the way down to the $100 CPUs yet.
So you're saying like a this year model Moto E?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll have it.
Don't get a Pixel 2 XL because that doesn't have band 71.
Nope.
Of course.
Even though that's a really nice phone. I loved mine.
Man, I still got
I
mine.
love my phone.
I took my 3XL out of its case, and I'm like, wow.
I'm having to switch to Verizon.
Yeah, because Dave's
I'm having to switch to
provider. Yeah, go ahead, tell him.
So what I was looking at was actually, since I've got to switch to Verizon, I was looking at Pixel 2 XL versus OnePlus 6T, and the 6T actually seems to be holding its value better.
Yeah, it is.
It does.
It is.
Which is kind of sad.
Hey, Jamil, thank you, bro, for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Give me 1 second, fellas. I got to go help my wife with the groceries. I'll be right back.
He's a good
All
dude.
right.
Stacy says, what is the deal on 5G next month with T-Mobile? What is up with the new 5G phone? So, Stacy, the situation is T-Mobile feels confident that they're ready to get 5G going. They're going low band. It's not going to be the fastest, but it's going to be better.
Be the garbage 5G, according to Ledger.
Yeah, and it's going to stay connected. It will get you connected. I mean, most places that have band 71 are probably seeing somewhere in the range of 15 to 25 megabits per second. So if you get the right, I guess, concentration of spectrum, of that 600 megahertz, I think they say theoretically you can push 150 to 200 megs per second.
I get about 15 on 71.
Right. That's kind of what I'm seeing too.
I'll tell you, when I saw 71 here recently when I was on a road trip back to Minneapolis. I was going through Wisconsin, middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, and was connected to 71 and had full service. It was great.
I got 25 on 71 in Wisconsin. 50% off on the website, Magenta Plus Military Plane. Yeah, that is 4 lines for 140. Because the 4-line plan on regular Magenta is $210.
Now, is that 50% off the first line or 50% off every line on the thing? Oh, wow.
Now, you're adding $750 a line there. For the Magenta Plus, it's $15 So you get,
So what if you're a first responder? You can get like T-Mobile Essentials for $30 a month. Is that what I'm understanding?
So here's what we're gonna find out.
Wait a second.
Here's what we're gonna find out tomorrow. The way that this first responders thing is gonna work, it looks like pricing is going to be identical to military, or very similar, and I don't know. There's no details on the priority or any of that, but it looks like they're gonna price it the same way. So I think officially how it ranks within the system and how it prices and bills, it's going to be like military. They're just including first responders now. So it's going to be EMT, police, fire. You know, it's good. They're just going to qualify, and they're going to call it that and qualify you that way. But I think all of it goes into that category. I don't know about the priority and stuff.
Hey, Sean, do you have any devices that you're paying off on there? Because, yeah, you're only saving $60 on that.
Tiny, what's going on, brother?
Should be saving $100.
You know, Johnny, everybody says I'm good with 4G until they go to an NBA game or an NFL stadium or a concert
Or a baseball game.
and then they look and they're like, my network isn't connecting. I can't send a photo. I can't, get on this, I can't get on this site, or I can't upload my snaps. Because what ends up happening is you get a lot of people in one place all on the same tower, and the capacity can't hold. So
Now I'll tell you
say that now, but like when that happens, I just want you to remember this.
I went to a protest in St. Paul with 200,000 people on Ting, and mind you, lowest priority and everything, and I was still pulling 2 megabit a second up and down.
Oh, you're still working, okay?
Yeah, I was a little surprised.
What was that, wife? Okay.
All right, so Robert says, don't first responders get their own NR bands?
Read my next comment.
Oh, okay.
Click down to that.
Carlos, good to have you on. Miguel, good to have you on. I'm getting down there. Okay, so they get 66, 77, 78 for infrastructure, including responders. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's different segments for different things. Pete, we're not really going to know more about that until June in terms of how they execute that, but that's
nope, but I'm reading the policies already.
Right. Yeah, so that's probably as accurate information as you're going to get for now.
That is third hand from Department of Homeland Security.
What's up, Hideka? Only thing lacking is CDMA. Oh God.
I almost put him on timeout for saying
Are we still doing that, man?
Yep.
Moto E5 Plus. So that goes back a year, almost 2 years. And that's got band 71. So that's good.
Okay, then yeah, that would work. And that should be around the $100 mark-ish.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Man, I'm like way behind in the chat.
Tom, Cleveland still has the garbage 5G according to Ledger.
I think they just put it out there just to say,
hey, we're doing
anybody
it.
can do it. I think that's what they're saying. Like, oh, hey, we own 5 megahertz concentration of 5G millimeter wave. So let's just do it. Let's just slap on some nodes. Maybe somebody will connect and they'll have fun.
This is our fast lane 5G. It's not our backbone 5G.
Thanks, John. Appreciate the super chat, man. Take that, Jamil.
It's a 5G you use when you're standing without it raining, without it winding, without any trees, and you're staring at the node.
This is a rough situation, Pete. So some people legit can't change their carriers because of price. Their budget is so tight with their wireless and other things. Like people have told me I can't leave Sprint. The pricing, this is the only way I can afford wireless service so I can still have the other things, in my life.
Personally, I think if people are in that situation, they should legitimately qualify for the Obama phone subsidy. But I'm not the one who wrote that legislation. Wow. Thanks, Carlos.
Bro, Tiny's like 7'2".
Yeah, he's tiny.
Bro, 7'2". So like he would stand next to Shaq and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, so these are two of the largest human beings I've ever seen before in my life."
So, not to derail you, but Carlos sent Yasmin $50.
Where is Yasmin? I think they man, I wish she was here. Cuz then I'd take the money out of my pocket and just hand it to her. And they'd be like, "Yasmin, go put it in your piggy bank."
If I had my wallet handy, I'd pass it off to you too.
Where I'm looking for it, man. I'm trying to find it. Bro, I'm
Man,
so
oh man,
really far behind
lucky.
the chat.
So yeah, Sean,
Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate
you're
it,
paying $40 in phone financing through Jump. That may also include the obligatory insurance, which is $15 a line.
Actually, you know what, Carlos? I think this is actually super chat. I don't think that's regular super chat. This is like very, very generous. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. See you, John. Thanks for being here tonight. AARP. Yeah, man, you can get some good deals with AARP because they qualify for stuff, you know?
Hey, I get some deals as a university guy.
5G band 7. What are you doing there, Pete? Let me. Hey, you look back.
It's department swag.
5G band 71 coming in a couple months, not 2024. Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see how Neville decides to do it. You know, like what's his technique? What's his strategy? You know, like what are going to be his first 100 markets? You know, what are going to be his first 200 locations? Because you think about it.
I think one of them is going to be Longmont, Colorado, just because we've shown up 3 times when their Band 71 and 66 roll out.
Yeah, and what did Colorado say? You know, this last week, 2 weeks ago.
You're gonna cover 60,000 square miles of our state in 5G in 3 years.
John, I'll tell you what. I'll get a cardboard cutout of Yasmin on my right, and I'll get one for you on my left. Super duper chat.
All right, I'm back, fellas.
Felipe says true 5G will need smart cities and infrastructure. Technology will take years to build out. I think we'll never see 5G in rural areas. Well, I'll tell you what, Felipe, Verizon 5G you won't see in rural areas.
They don't have enough antennas.
But the whole thing of what T-Mobile's doing is to actually have legit nationwide. I mean, they told you their approach, you know.
What Verizon's going to do for 5G in the countryside is they're going to launch like a Google did with the high altitude balloons.
Yep.
And do it that way so that
you're going to pray for no weather.
Well, no, the balloons can like move up and down through the stratosphere to keep with the winds or whatever. And so it would like hover roughly over one spot. It might not be exact, but it would hover roughly over one spot on the Earth and just kind of broadcast that way. That'd be about the only way to do it.
Pete, yeah. I see you've got Bearded Dragon at the bottom.
With a question mark.
Go ahead, Ronaldo.
I was going to say, man, that hydrogen balloon thing, you know, it's pleasable, but it's going to be a while, man. It's going to be a long time. I estimate, like we talked about last time, I estimate to see probably 5G nationwide United States within the next 5 years, maybe 2026.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Like
I agree.
fully, like me and you and everybody on this panel, we might have 5G soon, but fully integrated, it's gonna be about 5 years.
Yeah, like when my when my mother-in-law is using 5G, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
using 5G.
Hideka, if I do a midweek live stream this week, I'll send you the invite and you can come on, man. He's been trying to get on for a while, so
You should send him a link now.
you know
Yeah.
he really kind of like he really spruces things up in the Discord. So yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, send him a link.
If I do something midweek, then I'll send the link over.
Sorry.
DJ Gaydon says, if you live in rural town with zero congestion, it's okay. Cheap and limited plan is capped at 3 megabits per second. I wonder what we're talking about there.
Sounds like cricket.
John just upgraded to the iPhone 11. How you liking that, John? How you liking your new phone?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh,
Yep.
Man.
what's up, Junior? Says, can you tell me what bands 10 are and they're good for LTE? So, from what I understand, the 10R has. Was that feedback? All right, the 10R has everything except band 48, band 46, and band 14.
Uh-oh.
Everything else is good. So that's pretty much everything Verizon. It's most AT&T except for band 14. It's
full
66
T-Mobile.
and 71 for T-Mobile. So
I was gonna say that.
So I think you're okay for at least another year or
2
two, but like legit, you're going to be missing 46 and 48, which are going to really take off here in about a year, like mid 2020. I think band 46 and 48, those two bands, they're going to kind of bridge the gap between LTE and 5G. Like 5G is going to get fast, but there's still going to be moments where you need to be on LTE. And there's still going to be people that have LTE devices. They're not going to have 5G devices. So if you can connect to 46 and 48 at an airport, at a stadium, that's what they're using. So, you'll be
that's
good
the
for a
thing.
while.
That's the thing is I'm actually wondering how useful 48 and 46 will be. I mean, 48, I think it is 3.5 gigahertz, and 46, I think it is. I could be mixing these two up. But one is LAA with 5 gigahertz like Wi-Fi,
Right.
and the other one is 3.5 gigahertz CBRS. And
Yay,
those
5.2 gigahertz.
those are short enough that I'm almost wondering you'd only get them in stadiums and stuff like that. Like in your day-to-day life, you'd never have them.
Anybody got wind going on over?
Oh, I'm indoors.
I heard that in my speakers, my headset, and I don't hear any reverb from anything else I say.
I was gonna say that every time I think of Apple, I think about it's a movie that came out back in 2002 called Equilibrium. Really good movie. That's what Apple reminds me of.
What's up, Jamaal? Good to have you on.
Somebody asked me a question and I missed it.
How you?
How am I?
Mm-hmm.
Busy.
Stacy says, how long do you think it will take after the merger that Sprint signal with the existing T-Mobile network and be received on existing T-Mobile phones? The full integration is going to take a couple of years. I think there will be noticeable difference within 6 to 8 months. Like, I think places where Sprint's coverage was bad will get a lot better. Places that suffer from congestion will start to improve within about a year. And then places with no pre-existing coverage, I think will have some T-Mobile coverage.
This is how the rollout should work. I'm not saying this is how it's going to happen, but the LTE exclusive bands will, if the phones on either side can take it, you'll be expecting like 2 to 3 months and you'll be sharing that frequency. the legacy bands that use CDMA frequencies will be waiting about 2, maybe 3 years to convert over, because those have to be completely redone in antenna software.
Oh, the 10R does have band 14. Okay, all right.
Good.
I don't think it has 46 and 48 though.
About getting one for research purposes, a 10R.
Well, if you don't have AT&T, then band 14 is irrelevant.
Hey, John, I know the speeds in your iPhone XR. I got a good result from the XR I bought recently.
I can tell you guys right now, I just ran a speed test just for pure curiosity, and I'm getting 6 megabits per second.
Well,
You guys can have your Intel modems.
This goes back years. Any GSM based iPhone, like before the iPhone 8, it's all Intel.
Yeah.
Anything that's Verizon, Sprint, or the SIM unlocked model from Apple, those were the Qualcomm chips. They're better. The Snapdragon ones, the Qualcomm ones, are better than the Intels. And the last 2 generations or 3 generations of iPhones have been all Intel, and they're slower than, like, if you take the same SIM card and take it from a 10R and you put it into like a Google Pixel 3, for example. The Google phone will legit be like double the speed almost.
They're slower and they drop signal faster.
Yeah, the signal's weaker. My wife has a 10S Max. We're standing in the same spot from the router. I have a full signal. She has 3 bars.
Wow.
My LTE is 4 bars. She has 2. And not that it's a big deal per se, but if I have 1 bar, then what does she have?
Your phone to make calls on.
20 megabits per second. What is she getting? 5? 10?
Hey,
she's getting that nice no service flag at the top.
And using your phone. Because you're a good husband.
I got to make a hotspot for her.
Yep.
Man, I tell you.
I did that for my other half until I got her on my plan, and we got her a newer phone.
Yeah, I need to get my wife something.
Mine has an iPhone 6S. We need to upgrade her.
Ooh, even if it's just if she's going to stay with an iPhone, at least get her in a 10.
Yeah. I'm thinking
that
about
Crossar. That would be nice.
I'm thinking about getting my wife either 7 Pro, or we might just do like we did years ago. Might just get the McLaren for me and her.
I'm thinking about I'm considering, if they get Lineage OS for them, just financing 2 Pixel 3As.
Hey, man.
Hey, big shout out to my brother. My brother's in live chat.
Yo.
What's up?
Go ahead, Dave. Finish what you had to do.
Oh, nothing. That was that.
Band 46 is unlicensed. Doesn't belong to anyone. First come, first serve. Yeah, you can use it wherever you have it. Band 48 is like other bands. Yeah, that'll be auctioning. Is it June of next year?
Next year. I think
Yeah.
so.
Wait, man, gonna be selling the band?
Well, they don't sell the band. What they do is they sell the spectrum. But the reason it's going to be used on band 48 is because of how the government has managed it from before. So it's the citizens. What is it, David or Pete? It's Citizens Broadcasting. CBRS.
I don't know what
yeah, it's like Citizens. So it was supposed to be used for like educational use for schools that were like doing like network television and educational purposes, and like now it's available because like nobody's using it. And actually, that's another thing why I talk to people about. They ask me about the health risk of 5G.
I work in a lab.
Well, Pete, these types of spectrum have been used in TV for decades.
Yeah. I've been saying that.
Now we're going to go up in arms
you.
because we're going to use it for wireless service.
Yeah, people are out of their minds.
Tripping, man.
You know, it's crazy. I remember my high school teacher telling us a long time ago, he was like, a lot of these old radio waves, radio signals and stuff like that,
Yeah, I'll get to you, Carlos. I promise, man.
they're probably going to end up using those. I mean, I'm pretty sure they already use them, but what's going to happen? Like, after a while, they're so old, you know?
I will say that, like, I feel like Apple's kind of taken a step back on pricing, and I think that's made a lot of people feel a little bit more eager to upgrade because when their phones started, peaking at 700-800 and then 1,000 for the 10, I think it really turned a lot of people off, and it made them keep their phones a little bit longer because they're probably thinking, well, the next time I'm going to upgrade, it's going to be $1,000.
And then
When
Apple
they came in at
downclocked.
700, I think it was a little bit easier.
Then Apple downclocked their batteries.
Yeah, and I very seriously think that Apple learned that not many people are like. There are some, of course, but I think Apple learned that there are a good majority of people do not want to pay $1,000 for a phone, no matter how good it is. And I think other companies are learning that too.
Wow.
Okay, so Ricky says it stands for Citizens Broadband Radio Service, right? 150 megahertz wide. All right, so that tells you about its frequency. It tells you about its concentration on the licenses. I mean, it's going to be fast, man. It's going to be really fast. I mean, it's really going to be very similar to what Sprint has been doing with Band 41, with the exception that Sprint has no money. Therefore, they have trouble upgrading towers to Band 41. Merger will take a long time to complete. T-Mobile will have to make GSM LTE. I mean, that's just refarming spectrum, man. It's not that difficult. CDMA is getting shut down completely. It's not even going to matter. They're just going to allocate all those spectrum holdings to LTE and 5G.
It will take a couple of years for the CDMA to be converted. It's not like with T-Mobile where they've been slowly converting the GSM to other purposes.
Sorry, Tom.
Well, that and GSM
I can't move him. Sorry. I don't know how to.
GSM is now such a small slice that.
Yeah.
It's just in the guard bands now.
You know, what's crazy is that occasionally there'll be somebody that pops into the live chat and will start, discussing GSM and CDMA. And I'm just like, what? It's over. It's over. Like, I know that Verizon has some CDMA still in use, but it's like less than 1% of the network. Like, I don't connect. I can't remember the last time I was in an LTE with Verizon. And I've traveled. So, like, I mean, it's just so little of it. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Because what I need to do, CDMA is not going to be able to do it. 1X and 2X and Edge and all that. It's not going to get the job done. I can't stream music on 1X.
I remember
all phones go. Me too. I'm going to be happy when all phones go LTE because then we won't have this stupid standard thing to worry about whether, okay, is my phone GSM or CDMA? Can it work on Verizon or do I have to stay with AT&T and Sprint, AT&T and T-Mobile? It's like, I'll be so glad when all this crap's done.
I have to tell so many different people, and they don't understand it. I'm like, if you get CDMA, you're going to be very upset, And
you're in a bad place if you're stuck with CDMA for any amount of time.
People out here, you'd be surprised, Sneed. There's so many people in Las Vegas. I'm not going to say the majority of people, but there's like 20 to 30% of people who still use CDMA. It's insane.
Should upgrade.
That's the thing, Pete, man. They don't want to spend no money. It's a simple switch,
You can upgrade for like $30.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, but you tell people that and they're like, well, I got this, I got that, I got this. And I'm like, come on, man. Now you're giving me excuses.
You're missing out on so much. Again, as Sneed said, you're paying for the network. Why aren't you taking advantage of it?
Bro, that's probably the most important thing I've said in like the last year. Like, there's things that I update people on all the time, right? There's all types of news, there's merger stuff, there's wireless upgrades and all that. And like, probably the most important thing I've ever said over the course of the last year is that people will say things like, my 3-4-year-old phone still works fine. Well, you've been paying into that network for the last however long you've been a customer of that provider, and you're just paying into it, and you're not going to take advantage of what they have to offer. Hold on, I think I'll get some feedback here. I think it's this thing for real.
So I'm
yeah, bro, I'm getting
curious. Sneed, you know we have 93 people watching,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
but only 58 likes.
Let's get those likes up.
I said next time we hit 100 likes, we'll do a giveaway.
Bro, I don't know. Are you guys getting feedback on your side?
Getting minute feedback. It's not as bad.
A little bit, but not bad. There it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Now it's back.
Wow.
That's Verizon. Like, hey.
Tech Lovin' Mama just popped in. I'm going to be writing a review for some USB cables soon, aren't I?
Hopefully that works right there. I think it should be okay.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. All right. So I don't know. I'm pretty far behind. Dude, what? It only does this when I multi-stream. I don't know what it is, honestly. I have no idea.
What is it? When you're doing what with your computers? Does it do that?
When I'm when I'm on StreamYard with multiple people.
Oh, weird.
Very. Let me see something. Let me change something here.
Do either of you know a better streaming platform than...
A lot of people say OBS.
Yeah, but that's a little more complicated than going to a website. OBS, it's like, okay, I'm going to set up a Skype call and then point it to a YouTube streaming link and have it pick up the feed. This, we just go to a website. Well, he goes to a website, hands out a link.
And that's it.
We jump in. Simple.
I tried to change mine to see if that'll do anything.
I don't see why it would do it on multiple people, but not one person. But it sounds like RFI almost.
When I changed my Logitech speakers, my headphones over to the stereo, it kind of went away a little bit. There it is.
Because it sounds like he's getting RFI.
Yeah. Brings me back to my music days.
Maybe a what are them things called?
All right, I don't know. Hopefully this is done.
Yep, you're good now.
Yeah, it's done now, completely.
Nope.
We say that.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird. I don't... Is it there? Do you guys hear it?
Yeah. When I switch it over, like I said, when I switch it over from mono to stereo, mono is worse on my end. Stereo is less. So it has to be some type of sound or something, or port or something. There it is. It's gone now. That's creepy, man. Wow.
But like nothing... I'm looking for something that'll cause it, but I can't... Like, there's nothing...
Technology.
All right, anyways, let's... Wow. And honestly, like, I'll go hours streaming solo, and this is the only time it ever happens. Like when I go multi.
Last time I was on, it was like for a couple of seconds, and it just disappeared, and that was it.
And we're all on headsets.
Well, I'm wireless here. I got a wireless headset on.
See, I'm trying to see if it's something with the mic, but I got nothing.
The only suggestion I might have is one of those RF chokes.
Yeah.
Like you can clamp around the cord. And I don't know if it's even RF, but
And that's a Yeti sneak.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have no problem then.
I mean, I tried to get a good mic. I mean, everything's new.
A Yeti is reasonable. That's a reasonable, good mic. I mean, you ain't got to get nothing else. It's feedback, but the feedback is where it's coming from is the big question.
Next time I get a new mic, I'm gonna have a Yeti like right up between my two monitors, and we'll just talk into that with a soothing baritone.
I wonder if he has the headphones plugged into the front part rather than the back, because sometimes that's a problem. I only know that because working from home, man, you got to do so many different technical issues. You got to make sure this is unplugged, make sure this driver is turned off. It's weird.
I'll cut my mic, see if that solves anything.
I was gonna say, let me pull mine real quick.
Dave, I'm muting my mic. You'll have to tell us if there's feedback.
nope.
Unmuting mic, how's that?
There it is. Mute again. Oh, now it went away.
I have feedback on my mic.
Nothing. No feedbacks.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe I figured.
Maybe.
All right. I got to get back in the live, man. The people. Okay. Tech Loving Mama's here. Good to have you on. I don't know what I need to upgrade. Everything's new and everything was expensive. I promise. I mean, you could check my account. It was not cheap. I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. We'll see.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here on my Oneplus and it's working fine.
How about now?
You're good, Pete.
I changed my headset, so if one was giving feedback, the other hopefully isn't.
Nope,
Oh,
you're
it
fine.
was?
Where did
OBS or OBS Streamlabs. My upload on broadband. John, I've got Cox, and they give me 300 down, and they give me 30 up.
Wow, 30 up. They're bowlers.
Which is, you think about like what they could give you for the price you're paying. So I pay $70 a month. I mean, it's not bad. I would love to see getting a full gig for that price. I just feel like they could do that, and it wouldn't be an issue. Like, why is that so hard?
I've got AT&T, and I'm going through a VPN in Canada. I'm going through private internet access.
That sound is Bluetooth bleeding into audio. I don't think I have any Bluetooth devices.
I don't have any Bluetooth.
What's up, Oceanic Vibes?
Where'd the other guy go?
Oh, Ronaldo just bounced out.
He ran away screaming.
There he is.
Okay.
I love Dave. Dave said, "Where'd the other guy go?"
So what we could do with my fabulous gig up is if we were doing multi-thing, I could run an OBS.
I need to learn OBS just for pure curiosity's sake.
I wonder if doing I don't know if it would work as a streaming platform, but what about Nextcloud chat?
Actually, I think that's what we'll do. If we get any more of that feedback, we'll just do what Jamaal says. We'll try to figure it out. What's that setup, Pete? Is that one? Is that a condenser or a dynamic?
It's dynamic, and I turned that off, so hopefully that gets rid of the feedback. But if it's providing feedback, what the heck is that on my cord?
No, you're fine.
Pete, do you think it was your mic?
I don't know. I switched my. I have feedback now.
No.
No.
There's some
Michael,
background,
thank you
but
for
nothing.
thank you for the PayPal donation, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
I switched
You're clipping
off
just a
this
little bit, though,
mic to
I'm
this
clipping?
mic.
No, Pete is just a little bit.
So
Hard.
this is my headset mic, not my front mic. He's so pissed off that thing gives me feedback.
Well, I was gonna say, Pete, the only time I ever got it was when I was
Me?
trying to multi-stream, and it was when you were on with me. Is that new?
No, I've had that for a while.
So it's
Maybe-
not covered under warranty.
Maybe I should go back to this mic.
Is that one of those snowball ones? What is that?
Yep.
Some
This is
people really
currently
like
on
them. They
my
say they're good.
Windows sound card.
Maybe Pete is the one that needs an RF choke for his mic cord.
Yeah, how much do those cost? I'll buy one.
Like
They're not very
$4.
expensive. Like $3 or $4.
Let's hit up Amazon.
I just turned my blue snowball off, and now I'm using the microphone that's connected to my headset.
All right, so I could put all my stuff back now after I moved anything that has metal away from me. Like literally, I'm now surrounded by cinder blocks and carpet.
Oh man!
See, don't touch anything. Just don't touch anything.
Don't risk it.
Yeah, it's not worth it, dude.
Well, I'm just glad it's gone. It's
Yeah.
good because it was really bothering me that I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I hate my life.
Like I was
So
saying,
I can buy a 20 set of RF jokes for people
really,
and send them out using normal postage.
Wait, so what are we doing with 20 of these again? Do I wear one on my birthday along with my tinfoil hat?
No, I'm gonna buy a diamond choke set and set
If
one
you
up
put
on
it-
my mic.
If you put it around you, it'll help keep the 5G out.
wow.
Yeah, you don't want to grow arms out of your
Nah,
eyes
man.
and whatnot.
You don't want to develop a mutant ability.
So I'll get this set, and if anybody in the chat after I get it wants one, I'll throw it in an envelope and post it over to them.
Appreciate that, Pete.
I've been thinking about upgrading this blue snowball to like the Yeti because the snowball is not too bad, but when I record a lot of videos and I listen to my voice, I can hear a lot of clipping, and I'm like, and then I got to edit it and post, and I'm like, oh no.
Well, check your gain, honestly.
The thing is, a snowball you really can't edit it. There's no type of like setting.
There's
the
no
EQ.
you can't adjust the gain. It doesn't have a manual control.
No, and I use Audacity.
What about in Windows? Is there in the Windows
In
volume control?
Audacity, yeah. Like if I use Audacity, I can change the EQ, the bass, and everything. But it's like, time to get something new. Also, I need to get some better headsets too, because the battery life only lasts about 8 hours.
I'm putting all my stuff back.
What was that, P?
Read the live chat. I said I want to throw something, so I found something to throw.
I think Pete's gone psycho on us.
Go on.
Pete, you've done that before on some other podcast, but I'm trying to remember what it was about.
Were
Were we talking about Sprint?
we talking about Sprint and Lifeline. I threw stuff across the room.
I think that 5G might have already addled Pete's brain.
So tell me why I'm on GSM Arena and the ad that's at the very bottom to the far hand right. They're talking about a 5 Series SMO mixed signal oleoscope. Why?
I'm on your
Because
internet.
Google. Because Google.
Why?
I'm using your internet apparently.
Oh man. Are you serious?
Yeah, I looked one of those up recently.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
because Google, we're associated with each other, man.
You don't have to worry about nothing with me, Pete. You're probably gonna see a lot of case ads and ads about Bitcoin and altcoin and all types of other stuff.
I was gonna say, I think Ronaldo's the case homie. He
So
he reviews like pretty much whatever he uses on his devices.
Man, I'm telling you, I reviewed a case that didn't even come in plastic. I was like, oh, this was given to me. Let me do a review on it.
Have you used MNML cases?
MML, no. I'm mainly
You
a
know what?
Spigen.
Yeah, the classic.
Spigen and Rhino Shield make some beautiful cases.
Yeah, they do.
You
That's
know,
the type of case I have on my Pixel 1, and it's literally barely there.
I think the
Works
case
great.
I've enjoyed. Oh, God.
I'm
Go
getting
ahead.
one on my Pixel 3.
You said the case about what, Dave?
I think the case I've enjoyed most, actually, that I think I've ever had, is actually the Oneplus case that came with my phone.
You
The
know
the
what?
black with the tire tread not tire tread feeling, but like the
Carbon
bumps and
fiber.
everything. No, it's got like this bumpy texture to it, like a what am I trying to say here?
Case also has this feature.
Oh. Well, I mean, if it's that thin, then yeah, you'll be able to use the OTG cable. See, I learned my
It's pretty.
lesson, man. I was an OtterBox advocate.
Yeah,
Like I was like OtterBox's secret weapon that they didn't know about. Everybody I would run
Yeah,
into.
but there's nothing wrong with otter boxes. They're just clunky. Like
Nah,
they just have
it's
a lot.
not that. It's just like Pete just he showed it. You know, it's like when you try to
my
connect the OTG.
OtterBox, I need this thing to
Yeah,
put the
yeah.
hard drive in.
You can't really connect like good peripherals unless it's like really thin.
So
OnePlus is perfect. Their
I,
cases is perfect.
I took the phone out of the OtterBox and went like, "Oh, that's sexy."
Oh, I just seen Tech Loving Mama's comment. No, I'm using my work headphones. I have LG. I mean not LG. What is these headphones called again? The Logitech something. I don't know what they're called, but they don't. They use USB. They use the not battery. They don't use Bluetooth. They use the USB. What is it called again? The R whatever it's called. I can't think of the name of the signal. It's a wireless signal, but it's not Bluetooth. I can't think of the name.
Infrared?
No, it's something else. I can't think
Oh,
of the
I know
name.
what you're talking about. I've never heard it called by its proper name, but I know what you're
Me
talking
either.
about. It's not
It's
Bluetooth, but it's still wireless. Yeah.
and the,
802.11x.
I think so. 2.4 megahertz.
Yep,
Supposedly.
802.11x.
Gigahertz.
Gigahertz. My
Jamil,
bad.
thank you for the super chat. Jamil says, I'm getting Google Fi with 4 SIMs card. I gotta try a
Perfect.
SIM card on Google Fi. I gotta see what this is about.
I'm
The
telling you,
whole like
Steve, man.
Wi-Fi switching, the handoff. Like I want to see this in action because
It's go ahead.
like the Sprint piece that concerns me. I don't think I'll ever be connected to the Sprint. Bro, I'm
No,
telling you,
you
it's
won't.
really bad here in Cleveland.
Nah,
And
you
T-Mobile's
probably
good
won't.
here.
You probably won't.
So, but I do want to see the Wi-Fi handoff.
When
I
I
want to see how smooth and seamless it is.
when I use it, if I'm out, like I said before, when I'm out with my wife and I have it turned on, downtown Las Vegas, for some creepy reason, it switches over to Sprint.
What?
That
And
is
then
creepy.
and then when I go further up, like going towards like the side of town I live on is called Rancho. So when I'm on Rancho, it immediately switches back to T-Mobile. Immediately.
I
As soon as I
love the
come up the
network
hill.
switching.
Me
I
too.
love the network switching
Me too.
aspect of Fi. I wish
It's
all the carriers did that. Like I wish
I,
that like
Oh, so you
all the
would
carriers
like
work
to
together.
see them help each other, actually provide service to people?
yes.
What a
Yeah.
crazy idea.
What a
What
shocker,
country
right?
are we living in? China?
I know
No.
China's got the centralized 3 carriers
Yep.
that literally are going to be sharing 5G connectivity.
I can't wait to see somebody demo that. That's gonna be fun.
Like that would be awesome. Imagine you walk into an area like and T-Mobile doesn't have service, but AT&T does. You switch to
Boom.
AT&T and you use
Boom.
that. You
What's
walk
up with
into an
all?
area like
Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dave.
I was
But
just gonna
what are
say
we gonna do about the fees on AT&T if we go on them?
no. You set your preferences. So you say I'd prefer to be on this, but if it's not available, then second, third, whatever. Go
knowing
ahead.
knowing
Steve.
oh I was gonna say knowing AT&T, as soon as you switch over to their network, you'll immediately get a text message saying if you switch over to AT&T, it's gonna be $20.
Yep. Wouldn't it be better if you were on AT&T?
I'm telling you.
So here's and actually this does involve AT&T. So DYP PKNY says, "What's up with Altice? Is it going to get better or worse?" Well, it can't get worse because apparently it's awful right now, and that really surprises me because I think we have some bad information. The last I checked, Altice was supposed to have priority on Sprint and AT&T,
They don't.
which people are saying that they don't because it's slow.
Yeah,
But if you're connected to AT&T, it should be fast.
exactly. Quick.
So
My
I'm
my aunt's
surprised.
family is in the New York, New Jersey area. They switched over to Altice, and even the Sprint is slow.
We have one Altice carrier in Las Vegas. One. It's like downtown, like right before you get downtown. I'm like, really? You can go in there and get Altice?
Yeah, like it's one of those
It's
situations,
creepy.
Ronaldo. Like if you have Altice as your home provider, I mean they're charging you like $20 a line or something, $30 a line for
God,
wireless.
20 if they're your ISP, 30 if they're not.
man.
I mean, how do you lose if they're giving you Sprint, AT&T, and then their own hotspots?
And possibly T-Mobile in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that
never
is
know.
true.
They would have to do is make that deal. Actually,
That is
no,
true.
Pete, it is going to have T-Mobile because they would be contracted through Sprint.
Yep, when the merger goes through, they'll get
What do you
the
get,
T-Mobile
what do you get for $30 on Altice?
Yeah, I'm curious myself.
unlimited.
I almost walked in there to see.
You
Maverick,
get
Maverick, I have to tell you this because apparently you're not hearing me, bruh.
I don't know who this.
Okay, Maverick he's a friend of the show.
Yeah,
He's been riding with me for a while. There's nothing personal that I can say nothing but good things about him as a person.
yeah.
However, his his affinity for Sprint is like undying. All right,
is he
now,
gonna take a bullet for T-Mobile when they
well,
merge?
no, he hates T-Mobile, but listen to this.
Is he gonna go on Mobile then?
No.
Oh no.
No, he's going to ride with T-Mobile, I think, but here's the thing. He always likes to mention how the financing part of Sprint is better than T-Mobile, and he's right. And then he
Yeah.
always talks about how in his area how good Sprint is, which it probably is. But here's the thing. I used to drive for Uber. I have friends that have Sprint. And all I ever hear from them, I know you say it's outdated, but this happens on a weekly basis. In my school, there is a tower hundreds of feet from the entrance to the school. Hundreds. Not thousands, hundreds. And in the building, people get 3G.
Oh wow.
One of the people I work with is on Sprint. I sent him a text message with a password in it. He didn't receive it until he left the building and stared at the sky.
Bro,
Wow.
people,
Because
I
it
will
said
literally
no
call people that have
service.
Sprint. I will call people that have Sprint, and you know what they'll say? Let me call you back. I have Sprint.
That
How
is
is
awful.
that's I'm not, bro. I've always wanted Sprint to succeed.
Me too. My situation happened Thursday,
Pete,
by the
what's
way.
the best scenario right now? Leave the merger out of this. What is the best scenario for our as a market for customers?
Market
How many carriers should we have?
3 or 4. If you have
Is
4
it
functional, you're
is it
good.
more is it more carriers better if they all could compete and be competitive?
Yeah, if they could compete, more carriers is good. But at the moment, and I've been saying this for quite some time, the U.S. has 2.5 carriers.
Well, here's the one last thing I'll say and then we can move on.
Do th-
If you want to know how Sprint's network is, get Boost because Boost only runs on Sprint's native network. They don't get the roaming from T-Mobile or anybody else. Yeah, see, Dave started moaning over there.
Oh
Are you
my
guys hearing Dave
god.
moaning and groaning because he knows?
Pain.
Yeah, because
Oh
that's
dear
the thing.
Lord.
Boost doesn't get the roaming agreements on T-Mobile.
No.
So if you want to know what Sprint's doing for real, you try Boost. And if you think Boost is legit, then fine, go with Sprint. But honestly, I'm gonna do the Sprint LTE only challenge probably in December before this merger wraps up, just because. And I'm gonna show the speed test, and I'm gonna show all the 3G on the display because I don't know. I think people don't believe me.
You know who did the best sprint test recently was TK. That test that
TK
he
did some,
did.
bro. That's
Oh
and you know
my
what? TK's
God.
experience is legit because there are places where Sprint's fantastic.
My next door neighbor uses Sprint. I should grab his phone, do a speed test, and take a picture of it.
Like when people tell me they get 200 megabits per second on Sprint, I said you're lying. Turn off your Wi-Fi.
Quickly.
You know, I don't believe it. Like because I've never seen it fast in Cleveland.
My fiance has Ting CDMA, and she gets band 26 when she is upstairs, like in the actual living room or whatever. If she comes down to the basement, she gets 1x.
Wow.
Actually, you know what, Caleb? Boost Network, when it becomes Dish, will be running on the new T-Mobile network. So no, it
Oh
won't get worse.
God. That's what's
It'll get
gonna
better.
happen.
It can't get worse.
Yeah, it's only going to get better.
The only way it gets worse is if the Sprint frequency goes under. Without the merger.
So that's what's gonna happen to Boost, huh?
Boost
Yeah,
is going to
they'll-
become Dish Network. It's
Oh
it's
my
going to be owned and
Lord.
operated by Dish. I don't know what
Oh my
I don't know what
Lord.
Dish is going to call it. I know, man. I know.
Fire Mobile. We
Oh, that's
sell
Amazon.
Galaxy
Atomic-
Note 7.
Atomic Bomb LTE.
My friend is a
Apoca-
customer of OTR and is getting 6 megs at the worst.
Wow.
What is OTR?
Hey, what is that?
Yeah, I know what OTR chat is.
Mark B, big time contributions to the channel. Mark B, thank you, man. Supporting production and helping out the channel.
Is it in your market?
See, that's the thing. If you're in a strong Sprint network area, then Boost is probably awesome.
Like I
And
said.
what's the
go
average
ahead,
cost per line on Boost?
I don't even know.
Like $30 a line? It's probably
I
some
think
great
so.
deal.
I think so, yeah. But you know, like I said before, Sneed, Sprint was king here at one point.
I'm sure,
Vegas,
bro.
They
You
were
know, bro,
king.
before LTE, Sprint was killing the game.
They were king, and then as soon as T-Mobile and everybody, it was a wrap. Like,
Yeah, because Sprint invested in WiMAX. Like when it was just calling and texting days, Sprint
Oof.
was the one to have. Because remember Sprint with that whole like walkie-talkie thing phones?
Yeah,
oh,
the
you're
next
talking about chirps.
Yeah, yeah, when they bought Nextel or whatever, it worked all right. Like back then, Sprint was great,
Yes.
but now, not so much.
Dude, Boost here in Vegas.
This is more expensive than my T-Mobile plan.
That is disturbing.
OTR is a MVNO of AT&T.
Oh wow.
Oh wow!
So their national coverage is probably
There's
pretty
so
good.
many
I don't know about
different-
speeds though.
Hey Pete, 3 lines, $21.
What? For Boost?
No, for me on Ting this month.
Oh. I
Bro,
was about to say what?
What?
Dave's got like 3 phones on his plan and each phone uses 0.1 gigs per month.
I have 8 phones on my plan. Most of them use more than 20 gigs a month. They come with 3 gigs of hotspot.
Hey Pete, how many gigs am I using?
As I said, even at the maximum, my phone bill is only going to be $60
Yeah.
for 3 lines. That's $20 a line.
Hey, somebody said Sprint is raising their Kickstarter plan to a $40 a month, 35 with autoplay.
That's
yeah,
expensive.
but that's still cheaper than their standard postpaid rate.
Yep.
Their standard postpaid rate is 65.
I'll tell you what, I was tempted by that Sprint Kickstarter actually when it first came out. I was actually tempted by that.
Yeah, because it was so affordable. Like you're just paying the tax.
Basically, like I was actually tempted by that. I'm like, but then I'm like, no, it's Sprint.
Sprint is charging.
Like I won't pay $6 a month in tax for Sprint.
Sprint's entry level postpaid is at $60.
Wow.
40 a month for the lines if you got 2. $30 for anything between 3 and 5.
Surprise Boost. Let me check Boost.
They're competitive. Sprint, I will give Sprint this. They are willing to give you a phone, you know, like an expensive phone, like a Note, a Galaxy, for like very little money. and then they'll get you an unlimited plan, and they'll keep you under $90.
CDMA. No, I'm just like- So Boost has 4 lines, $25 for each line, unlimited gigs.
So that's and they're probably giving you like 15 or 30 gigs per month on hotspot.
Mm-hmm. And they have trash phones.
Yeah, I know, but their plan is affordable.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Yeah,
when you
but the
BYOD.
phone situation, bro.
Man, somebody wants
That's
a J7 refine. Ooh.
no.
All right, so Jamil's got experience with the Kickstart. He was at 15. It expired after his year. Now he's at 25.
I mean,
My T-Mobile bill went up $7.
uh-oh.
That's because I'm now paying for Netflix with them.
Oh, yeah. They tried to get me the other week, Pete. I told them, no, thank you.
Kick
Hey,
rock.
I'm okay with that.
I gotta delete my Netflix account.
They don't even have, like, this is how bad Boost is. They don't even have any latest flagships. Like, they have Galaxy Note 8, $350.
By the way, Michael, thank you for the PayPal super chat. Thanks, man.
Wow, man, this Boost is just, man, I'm in shock and horror over here. Oh, they have the iPhone 11. Wait a minute, they have iPhone 11.
I'll tell you what, Mark B, at the price point, the A20 is a good phone. For its price and the fact that you'll be getting a buy one, get one free.
That's not a bad deal.
I mean,
I
buy
just
one,
can't
get one
stand
free.
Samsung's. I just can't stand Samsung's skin. Otherwise, the Samsung A series would be nice phones.
Yeah, I mean that's the only the A series is one of the best phones. They even came out and they didn't necessarily say it themselves, but it's one of their best lines. The J line though, oof,
Like,
Those are good
if-
phones, man.
oof,
I would love Samsung with an unlockable bootloader and Lineage OS.
beautiful. That'd
So
be a beautiful.
why
thing.
don't you
Do
just
that
get a
to a Sam-
OnePlus?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I was doing the last 2 years before this year. Last year, the beginning of last year, and towards the end of 2017, I was trying to get my hands on a Galaxy Note 8 or Galaxy S7 8 Plus with an Exynos processor in it. But then when I started doing more research on the bands and I started learning, I'm like, whoa, this is not going to work on T-Mobile perfectly.
It'll
well.
work, but you're not going to get the full
Speeds.
compatibility of the
No.
network.
No.
So it'll be a difference between you getting 6 or 7 megabits per second or 20 or 30.
Yes.
And why the heck can't some of these foreign phone manufacturers release their phones in the US? Like, I would have loved to have the Xiaomi A series.
Are we going to pretend
the
like
Android-
politics don't exist, Dave?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
why can't? Like, I'd love to have some of these phones that are made in China and India. Some of these actually are really good looking phones.
They are.
The Xiaomi Mi 9T or the his twin brother, the Redmi K20 Pro, I've heard they work pretty good out here. But as far as full connectivity with LTE, I'm not really sure.
But like, we have a certain number of brands. We have OnePlus, kind of. We have Apple. We have Samsung, and we have Motorola, and maybe LG.
Yeah, we got
That's
LG,
like,
but we
and
don't
now
have
Google.
the top of the line LG.
So that's 6 brands we have in the US. And there's all these other brands that like they get in other parts of the world that we don't have access to, that if we did, I think the US consumer would have a lot more
We
choice.
would do good. We would do good.
All right, so here's a couple of things to mention. First of all, Vincent, Cricket, if you have the right plan with the right amount of lines, it could be very affordable with decent performance, because obviously your coverage is going to be there with AT&T nationally. Depending on your plan, though, you might be being deprioritized pretty heavily and throttled.
Oof.
So, I mean, it kind of depends on what you need. For somebody who doesn't really care too much, like 480p video, stuff like that, I mean, it works great. But if you're going to downgrade from 1080p, 720p streaming, you're probably going to hate your life because
Yes.
you've gotten used to full HD.
Especially if you're out and about. It's gonna
Right, but
suck.
I'm just like, and actually, for somebody who has modest requirements, then Cricket can help you save a lot of money and you get
Hey,
great coverage.
Sneed. Your T-Mobile bill ends with phone ends with a 0. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, bro. I got too many lines, bro. I'm literally about to drive myself crazy. I can't keep carrying around 5 phones, man.
How many phones you carry around?
Bruh.
I got 3 on me at all time.
I
thought
got
I
like
was
4,
crazy.
I think, man. I hate
I've
my
got
life.
Jesus
one.
Christ.
I've got one that has service, and the other one I carry sometimes, but it doesn't have service on it. It's just Wi-Fi.
Like I say, I keep the Pixel on me, and I keep the OnePlus 6T, and then now I've been carrying this Poco around just to show people, hey, look, there's a Poco phone. What's that? Oh, Poco. They come from India, but they're
I was gonna
manufactured
say,
in
ain't nobody gonna know
China.
who that is.
Oh man, I showed this lady the other day at Walmart. She was like, "What is that?" I was like, "That's the Poco phone." She was like, "It looks weird." I'm like, "Yeah,
So
only if it work out here."
Mark B is actually saying quite the contrary. He says Boost has every single phone, and I think if you go on the website, there's probably more selection, full catalog. You know, I don't know if it's the case maybe on a per store basis, or maybe certain Boost stores have more phones. I don't know.
I went on their website and they had phones from 2 years ago, man.
Yeah, but they're going to be offering those on their freebies.
So,
Let me go back.
Sneed, by the 15th, you use the 19.8 gigs of data.
That's it?
15th.
I got to use more.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's not lying. They do got more phones. What is a Wiku? A Wiku ride? What phone? Who is this?
A Wiku, that's one of those soy burgers, isn't it?
No, this is
No?
a phone. It says Wiku Ride, simply essential, simplify your life at an affordable price. The Wiku Ride, a smartphone that brings you vibrant 5.45-inch touchscreen display, Android 9 Pie. You can browse on the go, capture your favorite moments with a 5 megapixel front camera and 2 megapixel rear-facing cameras.
Bro, don't go dying on me, man.
I'm just reading. Talk time 14 hours, 16 gigabytes of onboard storage.
Wow.
2012, I believe.
That screams entry level.
Yep.
Man, my father, if he was alive, I gave him that phone. He'd be like, "What is this?"
Oh, there's that Tello. There, Michael is mentioning that Tello Mobile.
Oh, that's the one my
that
little brother
Tello,
was telling me
yeah.
about.
So I guess they're the ones that got those really good plans. But I mean, you're probably going to be kicked down on priority, so you got to be mindful of that.
Don't go too
Isn't
far.
Tello the wick on a candle, or is that tallow?
Oh my god, I didn't even know that word existed, bro. Why am I learning this stuff right now? I need 5 phones. Hell no, hell no.
No.
Bruh, like legit. If I got on a scale and weighed myself, I'd be like at 205 after I'm
Man, I'm
carrying all
telling
these
you,
phones
I
around.
have 3 phones on me at all times.
Bro,
3.
Carlos has 6. What is
6?
going on here?
What is wrong with him? And he lives out here.
I have like 2. That's it.
So, I found another increase in my bill. Apparently, they were, up until this month, they were still giving me free data on my tablet.
Okay, Pete, you're gonna make me check my T-Mobile. Give me a second.
Bro, Jonathan doesn't get how somebody could carry 5 phones. I don't think you actually carry them. I think you roll them around in a shopping cart.
I mean, I keep
I could
my
carry
Pixel,
5 phones.
I keep my Pixel on my OnePlus 6T in my left pocket, and then I just recently been holding on to the Poco, and that's in my right pocket.
Okay,
mean,
I
it's
think
possible.
we might get Altered Tech.
Is he done?
Altered Tech, if you are ready to get on, give me a peace sign or something, bro. Land an airplane, something. All right,
Man,
he's ready.
Land an airplane in Cleveland.
What's
I'm
up,
in.
brother?
Got the
Yo, what's
homie
going
Altered
on?
Tech, guys. Welcome.
Pete.
Oh no.
So, what are you guys talking about? I just
Bro,
came
where
in.
you been, bro? We were talking about how I carry around 13 phones. It's like a crayon box in my pocket.
My
Oh,
T-Mobile bill. We're talking about my T-Mobile bill.
Oh, how is
man.
it?
Well, while you guys are having
Decent.
to look at y'all's bills, I know what mine is.
I don't care. I need the phones. I run a business. The
There you go.
benefits I get from the plan or outweigh any random Netflix increase I receive.
Wait a minute, my bill was how much last month?
Your bill
$679.42.
bills shouldn't change, man. It should be the same every month.
Oh, it was $202. I remember why.
My
Altered
bill
Tech, how many
changes, but
lines you
that's
got
only
on your
'cause pay for
account,
what
man?
you use.
Oh, I got like have an army of people, bro. Probably like 10.
Holy
10
crap.
lines?
Yeah.
Are you running a small business?
Bro, what do you have? You gave all these tablet lines to like a kindergarten class, bro?
Nah, it's like all those buy one get one free promotions, whatnot. Add a line.
Yeah.
That's how Team Black.
Well, the next
Yeah,
time
what
you're
up?
passing out lines, donate.
I mean,
His bill's like $300.
huh? How do
His
you guys
bill's
think
like
I got
$300.
the iPhone?
Oh, is that the new iPhone?
Yeah, I had to add a line. So
Oh,
All right,
Oh,
let's see it
man, I'm
again. Put it up.
sorry.
What color did you get,
No.
Ultratech?
this is the product red.
Viper Red. I named
Looks
my
like
color.
a laptop screen.
You guys want me to get into that debate right now with the display right now,
Yeah.
or are you guys tired about that?
I'll
No.
listen to a display debate.
Hold on.
I'm ready.
Before we even give Ultratech the floor, because I'm going to give it to him and it's going to be all him. Before I do that, let me just say this: in 2014, I had a Quad HD display device that's 1440p. Just remember that number, 1440p. All right, go ahead, Ultratech.
Well, that was quick. All right, guys. So you know what? The main reason why I got the iPhone 11 was to just go ahead and test out the camera, right? I wanted to see how far or where OnePlus actually stands with the iPhone 11. So just imagine this: I have both phones in my hand. I'm taking test shots, and when it's time for me to actually compare them on both devices, the photos on the OnePlus 7 Pro is actually looking better than the iPhone 11.
I could
So I'm
believe it.
like, this doesn't make any sense. So then it hits me that the display on this is actually, was it 820? Meanwhile, the OnePlus 7T is about 1080. So I had to transfer the photos from the iPhone into the 7T, and then that's when I actually got to see the detail, the real camera capabilities on the iPhone 11. So
Wow.
that's something to actually think about when you're actually purchasing your product.
Wow.
So what you need to do is you need to buy an iPhone to take the shots on, and you need to buy an Android to look at the pictures good.
Ultratech, what did I tell you?
Or an 8K TV to look at them.
Yeah.
But
Or a
don't do
laptop.
that. Don't do that. The Apple screen sharing thing. No, you gotta get 3 dongles, throw them on a USB drive, then throw the USB drive in the TV, and then you'll be able to see the good photos.
Oh my gosh. That's too
You
much,
know what's
man.
crazy?
That's
My
too much.
2017 MacBook Air, it has a resolution where you can actually see the pixels.
The
So
hell?
I have that hooked up to a 1080 display monitor. So I'm not exactly sure if Apple is just trying to save some money by doing this because they can, or I'm not exactly sure. But think about this: if someone goes to T-Mobile right now, they know nothing about phones, they want a great camera, and they're testing out these devices. They're going to think that the OnePlus 7T has the best camera, because they can't really just transfer the files or whatnot from the iPhone 11 to a different device.
But they're saving
They,
like
they're
four
going to
hundred
buy.
dollars with that camera choice. So
Exactly.
What was that?
they're saving
Yeah,
like $400.
is the iPhone 11 Pro worth $400 for a couple of extra like an extra couple of megapixels or whatever?
And a bigger battery.
I
Like,
would have gotten
like
I would have gotten the Pro if it didn't start off at 64 gigabytes.
Oh yeah,
You're
64
going to
gig.
charge me $1,000, give me 64 gigabytes,
Yep.
and not it just didn't make any sense.
it really comes down to like, is the thing you're getting worth hundreds of extra dollars?
That's the question I always ask before I make a purchase. Always.
Like literally, you can compare that iPhone and that iPhone and that OnePlus 7 or whatever, and it's like, is this thing worth 300 extra dollars? Like, is 1 megapixel or whatever worth that much? No,
Oh,
I don't
boy.
think so.
In terms of hardware, no. I mean, thing is that Apple they could charge you less, but with the profit margins, they're really keen on that. But
Yeah,
here's the thing.
Their stockholders want the profit
Yeah,
margins.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
I'll tell you what. I love having Apple investments. Like, I love having stock in Apple because even though I hate the company and I won't buy their phones, I love making money off of the poor saps who will.
All right, hold on a second. I'm gonna come in here. All right, stop ambushing Apple. Let's address this
Steve's gonna
issue
kill
here.
me.
No, you're
All
good.
right.
You guys, all of your statements. I mean, there's fact to all of it. The one thing I will say, though, about Apple devices when it comes to their mobility, so like iPhones, everything works, as they say. That's important. There's nothing really, truly bad about their phones, but you'll never get an iPhone and think to yourself, I'm impressed. You'll never sit back and say, wow, like this is truly amazing. It's not going to happen because their thing is to give you what you need. It's never going to be in an abundance. It's never going to be over the top. You never have an industry-leading anything except from what they claim is the processor. Honestly, you don't have industry-leading battery life. You don't have industry-leading camera performance. You don't have industry-leading anything except reliability of services. The iMessage, the iOS experience, the updates, that stuff, that consumer experience stuff, that's their A+. But the hardware, there's no A+ in their hardware. It's
kind of a C+, B-.
Yeah, it's always going to be the good enough. But see, the thing with what you're talking about, Ultra Tech, you're coming at a device that is considered to be a flagship killer. It's supposed to do top line at a better price. So your expectations for OnePlus is high. My expectations for OnePlus is much higher than Apple, even though OnePluses are cheaper than Apple devices. I just expect more because it's what I've become accustomed to. With iPhones, I've never thought to myself, leading edge, cutting edge, trailblazing. Never.
I never look at an iPhone and say, man, this feature, I want to buy it.
So your expectations, I think, have to be realistic. You know, so like you bought an entry-level iPhone, the regular iPhone, right? They're not telling you you're going to be wowed by this.
This is the last.
I think it's the reliability, and I think it's the 5 years of updates.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. And
What issue do they have with my 4S, though? Why can't I get upgrades on my 4S?
I think the only time that an iPhone was ever industry leading was 2007 when it was announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
me
like
too.
the sales are there, the numbers are there, but you know, to say it's a trailblazer, to say it's doing the most, yeah, that just wouldn't be accurate.
Nope.
So Carlos S says iPhones are reliable and most secure for businesses that have a lot of sensitive info.
Yeah, it is. It is the iMessage. They do encrypt iMessage, and with Android, we don't have any encryption.
That's true.
And when it comes to privacy, I feel like they have the privacy controls locked down.
No, I actually get paid to break the privacy.
So
and I do.
Dave, go ahead.
I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that Apple has the decryption keys for iMessage. And even if they don't, I still don't trust them. Take a look at Signal. At least it's open source.
Yeah, I trust Signal.
I trust Signal.
All right, so Ricky Florida Keys brings up this point, and it's kind of true. So the LCD that's being used in the 10R and the 11, that device is to help, well, that display is to help the device cost be down a little bit.
I was going to say that.
And they actually lied about the display. So Apple said that they built the LCD for the 10R to like curl down so they could fit it into like all the way to the edge. I actually went and got an LCD for the iPhone 10R, and it's not curled at the bottom at all. They actually lied. The technology for that display is the same LCD that they've been using on the old ones.
I'm going to go grab a 10R. Be right back.
So, like the things that people say about these devices, I think either they've been misled and their expectations are thrown off a bit. But if you're going to buy a feature-rich, mostly, you know, like a class-leading iPhone, you have to buy like the Max.
So I don't think they have an excuse for putting an LCD in a $650, $700 iPhone, because the Pixel 3a has one and it's $350.
Yeah, I think 1080 should be the minimum in 2019.
I think I think 1440 for any flagship is entry. I think every flagship, if you are paying $700-800 or more for a device, I think Quad HD that should be mandated.
That is true.
I think if you pay more than $300 for a phone, that it should have OLED.
Yeah.
Okay, I think once 5G is like just, when it comes widely available, we should have 4K or 1440 as a standard. What do you guys think?
I mean,
Personally, I don't care
Samsung.
because I can't see over 720 anyway.
Oh,
Samsung, they're going to be the ones where their next displays are going to be 4K because Sony did it. So when it comes to anything,
well, we're just starting to get 90 hertz.
that too. So Sony, their Xperia 1, and I think the Xperia 5, I believe, is 4K. So that's going to be something that's going to be like, oh, let's put a 4K. But once they do that, then prices might go up.
So I can tell the difference between 480 and 720. But after you get to 720 with my eye condition the way it is, I can't see any difference in the two. Most of the time when I'm watching video, I actually listen to the audio only, and I stream video at 144p.
Yeah, because you're not worried about the video quality.
I'm not worried about it because I'm listening to the audio, not watching the video. The only time I watch the video is if like I'm looking at a terminal thing and people are typing, then I'll turn it up to like 720 and actually read it. But
here's what I want to kind of end. I won't really speak on it anymore, and you guys can if you want. Apple is telling you, they say this all the time, the human eye only can see such and such amount of pixels. Bro, that is their opinion completely. I can tell the difference between 720p and 1080. I could tell the difference between 1080 and 1440. I could tell the difference between 1440 and 2160. I can see all of it. I have no idea what they're talking about. And that's why I say when Apple goes out of their way and says things like, this is what you need, we're going to tell you what you should have. Get the hell out of here. I know the difference in the resolutions. I can see it. Altered Tech just proved it. And that's like a real consumer concern. You're not getting what you're paying for if you're looking for higher performance. If they're giving you 720p, when standard flagships, 90% of them are Quad HD, and that small percentage of them are 1080p, and they're giving you 720.
Somebody said that the 7T is 4K, the display. Huh?
So 14, it's Quad HD.
No, it's Quad HD.
Quad HD.
So it's 1440 by 2160.
So it's like what, 2K almost?
It's kind of it's kind of confusing. Yeah. Like quad means 4, so you would probably think it's 4K.
I mean, I had to learn this way back, like almost 4 years ago. So it's oof.
I must say that notch on the 10R. Also,
oh god, Apple and their notches.
Design travesty, bro.
I got a video.
I see that curving issue there.
I got a video on the Essential phone, and they really stole the Essentials phone's thunder when it came to the notch, and it's really sad.
Look at the 7. Yeah, look at the 7T. Look, it has a notch, but it's really nice. The 7 and the 7T.
It's funny they went to that like motorized camera for the 7 Pro, and then they went back to the teardrop of the 6T for the 7T.
I don't mind the teardrop actually. Like I don't mind the notch on the 6, but I like the teardrop better. Rishi
may know the 7 Pro, 7T. He knows these phones really well. I mean, any user experiences that you could share?
Wow, I didn't break the phone.
You didn't break the phone?
Yeah, that's an improvement, Apple. Good job.
No, their devices are actually pretty durable. You just slap on a case and a tempered glass screen protector, and you should be fine.
No, I dropped it without a case.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, good job, Apple. Didn't break.
And they also have good customer service. I hear like if you have an issue, you just take it in and they just give you a brand new one. So
you know what I love about Apple? When I used to work for AT&T,
they'll give you a used one, refurb.
When I used to work for AT&T and somebody would call in and they had an Apple issue, I love Apple's hold music. Like it literally, as soon as you call, would you like to hear R&B, hip hop?
Oh.
rock. I used to be like, oh man, this is beautiful.
Yeah, but if you're working at Apple Care, since you have that hold music all the time, you get some really bad music going. We are all in this together. I wanna jump out the window now. This is the 16th time I've heard this song today.
Man, tell me about it, Pete. When I used to work inventory, man, they especially during the holidays. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
My job, my old job, they literally would start playing holiday music a day before Thanksgiving. I'm like, dude, it's not even Thanksgiving. It's not even
Happy
here yet.
holiday.
And you'd be
Happy
like,
holiday.
oh my god, please.
I was walking
I
in
turned-
the park and
I turn the radios off before
Rishi, where'd you
like
go,
at this
bro?
time of year.
You were hiding behind your phone.
Like all
Oh yeah, I
music
was
is
trying to go through the
banned
comments.
after like Thanksgiving.
Man, my old job. I'm
Wait,
telling
you guys
you,
are asking me questions
torture.
about the 7 Pro and the 7T?
Right.
I love that Rinky case.
What do you guys want to know?
I love that Rinky case.
Well,
I
like
love that Rinky case.
they changed the design. You know, like they changed the display because the newer one doesn't have the motorized camera. And then on the back of the phone with the camera setup, they went with the Oreo setup instead of the vertical.
But one thing I can
Right.
say is that the macro, if you are a person who does a lot of photography and you don't want to spend $700-800, the macro lens can come in handy. You know, if you do like, photo photography of, photosynthesis or something like, it's beautiful. That macro lens is that's macro lens is something for people who are photographers, heavy photographers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
See, I guess because of my site, I don't get this whole like camera thing. Like a camera, like most cameras I think today are good enough, and I don't see why people are nitpicking over, oh, this has slightly more detail or this has slightly more shadow. It's like these are all good cameras, and you pull them out of your pocket and hit the take picture button. What more can you ask for?
Well, that's the thing, Dave, man. They just the entry level phones that people, I mean, it's not even that. It's just people come to YouTube and when they see like 6 people say this phone has a better camera and then 3 people say that this phone doesn't have a better camera, the majority of the masses is probably going to go with the 6 that says it is. But it's hard to convince people that one camera in another phone is better than the other. Same exact thing with now. The biggest debate for the last 2 years, I'm going to say this, it's been camera and battery life. If the battery life is not good, if the camera is not good, nobody's going to buy it.
No. People don't really care about battery life, and I'm going to tell you why they don't care. If people really cared about battery life, then they wouldn't be buying phones with small batteries.
But if
I cared about battery life,
I shouldn't say smaller phones, non-XL phones. You know, like phones that have displays under 5.8 inches. Like those phones still sell.
But you'd be surprised, Sneed. There's a lot of people. When you tell somebody that the phone has 4,500 milliamp hours, you're like, whoa.
Dude, I love that. That should be a standard for a flagship.
Like the ROG phone. The ROG phone has 5,000 milliamp
But why?
hours.
Why, Ronaldo?
It's a gaming phone, of course.
Because it's a performance-based device that's going to be taxed on the processor.
Exactly.
Like, quite frankly, I would love to have like a mid-range that I could put Lineage on. Like, imagine like the Moto G with the Moto mod type things, or like the Moto Z. You put Lineage on it, and then you could run like that Moto mod battery. Thing lasts for like, oh my goodness.
I got it from my brother
I'm willing
and it lasts him legit like 3 days.
I'm willing to take lower performance for better battery life. Like, I'm actually not kidding. I'd rather have a 630 and a really good battery than have an 845 and crappy battery.
Rishi, how's the charging time on that new phone?
The Apple? So here's the thing, man. They don't give you the fast charger, so you have the standard charger.
You have to pay for
buy the fast charger for $85.
Yeah, man. You gotta get the Pro to get the fast charger, or you gotta buy it separately.
$85 fast charger.
I love my 6 as far as charging. This thing charges fast, and I've heard that the 6T, the 7, and the 7T is just that even faster.
Beautiful charger.
I'm pretty spoiled by it.
I just put my 60 on the charger just now. It was at 25%. It's at 88%.
Yeah,
Well,
like
not that
my
fast, but
my
like 20,
6
I
can
mean-
do the
30
same
minutes.
thing.
For the Apple iPhone, you gotta put that to charge before you go to bed or something.
Like
Gotta
I can
prepare in advance.
14 hours later, man, I want that extra 5%.
literally what
Yeah.
happened. Like I tested this. I had my fiance because our phone's batteries were at the same level. I had my fiance and I plugged my phone in at the same time. 20 minutes later, my phone was. I think we started with like 20% each. 40 like. What was it? Half an hour later or something like that. I was like almost full charge, and she was like 50%.
I mean, I knew my OnePlus was really fast when I literally me and my wife, we was going somewhere, and her phone was at like 30%. So by the time she got dressed, put her makeup on, and by the time I got dressed and everything, both of our phones was at 88%. I was like, wow. I was like,
The first time I was
this is
ever
the truth.
introduced to fast charging was my Motorola Droid Turbo, and it was the first time that a charging technology went over 10 watts.
Oof.
It was like 25 watt, and it took my 400, I think it was 4,500 milliamp hour battery from 5% to 50% in like 15 minutes.
But it used to get pretty hot, right?
It did get hot. So
Oh,
they had to,
Yeah.
and that was one of the problems. Like when OnePlus addressed it with Warp and Dash, the charging brick took the heat.
There
So
you
that
go.
means the battery in the phone is not degrading because it's not cooking.
Nope.
So I wish it wasn't proprietary. I love power delivery on, the USB-C standard, but I don't want the phone getting hot because as those phones cook, the battery degrades. It's
Yes,
hard to
sir.
dissipate the heat at that type of wattage.
I wonder when we're gonna have batteries made out of graphene.
Next year.
Next year. I wonder who's gonna be first.
Now, that phone I
Samsung.
am going to buy.
Well,
course.
Samsung will be the first mainstream. We'll see some crazy branded phone we've never known a brand name. You'll be look at it like,
8,000
what is that?
milliamp hours.
Well, here's the thing:
We'll
you're
get
going to
a-
get capacity and you're going to get charging speeds from the graphene tech.
We'll get a phone like Rival Extra or something, and be like, "Who and why are they only on AT&T?"
Because imagine if if they use the same size battery and it's graphene, if they use the same physical size of battery, then we'll be talking a jump from 3,500, 4,000 to like 8,500, 9,000 in just that, and it'll charge fast because graphene. Or they could half the size and keep it the same milliamp that it is.
Well, I like
So that's
the
coming
idea
out
of the
next
added
year?
capacity. That's my next year.
So,
Yeah, I'll take a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, thanks.
I'll take an 8,000. I think 8,000 would be the sweet spot. Because with 8,000, that's like what? That's
3
like
days.
almost 3 days.
3 days,
So
probably.
it's like, depending on like me, because I'm a content creator, man, that'll blow so many people's minds. 2 days? What do you mean Dude, 2 days worth of battery life.
I want a
Single
smartphone that
charge.
lasts as long as the old flip phones do.
Oh man,
that's
Like
not
a
going to
week.
happen.
that's never gonna happen.
Never. Never say never.
I mean, it might, but
Here's how you could do it, Dave. You get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 440, 450. You clock it down to 1.2 gigahertz,
I was gonna say that.
This sounds like something I could do.
and then you give it like 3 gigs of RAM,
Maybe
and
2,
you give it a 720p display.
maybe 480.
You give it, so make the processor a quad core, too big, too little, and give it a 8,000 milliamp hour battery. It'll last 6 days.
6 days. Those Energizer phones that Mr. Mobile, not Mr. Mobile, Mr. Who's the Boss talked about, they didn't even. I don't even know if they're out yet, but I think it had like a 7,000 milliamp hour or something in there. It was Energizer.
Oh, for that brick, the Energizer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that was way too heavy, man.
Man,
You could kill
That's
someone
crazy,
with that.
man.
You can catch a case with that phone if you throw it at somebody.
Yeah, man.
Man,
Oh, we're talking about my brick phone experiences now, aren't we?
Man.
You guys ever see the Pepsi phone?
Oh man.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you, it was a phone that didn't.
There's a
it wasn't
Pepsi
brick.
phone.
It didn't have a
Huh?
didn't have a big battery to it. Remember
I'm
the
gonna
old
find the
bag
Pepsi
phones that you
phone.
plugged into
You
the
guys
cigarette
want-
lighters?
Oh man.
Thing had no battery life.
No battery life.
They weren't supposed to. They
You
didn't
know
have
what?
batteries.
Nokia. I really feel bad for Nokia. But Nokia, those old Nokia phones, the tanks, I call them the tanks. I don't even know the model number or anything. The battery
You
life
mean
in
like the
those
old
phones.
3310?
See,
Yep.
you're the only person that can remember. Probably you and Pete. I can't remember the name of that phone.
I'm still looking for my 3310.
That-
I have one somewhere.
The battery life on that phone was insane.
I've thought about it. There's actually a smartphone, I guess, that's coming to the U.S. That's
That's
a
gotta be a
it's
Wish
ca-
phone.
it's KaiOS. It's
Oh
like-
yeah.
it's like the
Oh,
dumb
yeah.
phone version of Android. So you can do you can do like YouTube on it and the Google Assistant and everything like that. But it's in a flip phone package. You flip it open, you have the T9 pad.
So Rishi,
You know
you didn't
that-
believe me about the Pepsi
that
phone?
Gem-
There it is.
Is that actually made by Pepsi?
Yeah,
Or
that's
is it by
Pepsi's
other-
phone.
Yeah,
man.
they actually. I think
Why
they
would they make a
sponsored
phone? What was the
board.
purpose? Is it like a
board.
sponsorship type marketing promotion or something?
It's on sale for $105 on GearBest.
Ooh, might have to do a review.
Oh,
It's
Gearbox.
no, don't do it because friends don't let friends buy MediaTek.
Oh
It's-
wow,
It's
sneak.
Oh, that's,
It's a MediaTek
man.
processor, bro.
Oh, MediaTek.
this is just a gimmick, man. There's no point even. I guess they just wanted bragging rights.
You know, the other day I was so
We made
bored.
a
I was like, I
phone.
wonder
Yeah,
if I do
Coke,
it.
try that.
I was wondering. I said, I wonder if I do it Umi Digi review. What would happen?
My first
Well, you ain't gonna
flip
review
phone
its
was the
LTE.
Sony- It was
No.
a Sony Ericsson chocolate bar phone. It was black and white.
I swear, man, the most innovative phone that came out a long time ago was the Juke. That phone was
The
so
what?
crazy. The Juke, the LG Juke. You know, Ultratech. You ain't never seen that phone?
That's back in the day, man.
Yeah, that's like 2006, I believe, or 5. Oh man, that phone was insane.
Hey, Ultratech, when are you gonna do another live podcast, bruh?
That's a good question, man. When I have something good to talk about,
We
I
still
was
work.
going to do a live unboxing of the iPhone 11, but I was
Oh,
like,
God.
you know, it's probably pretty cheesy. I mean,
Don't
everyone
do
sees
it.
like all these unboxings already, anyway.
Don't
so.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do
Don't
it.
do it.
Don't do it.
I think I would like throw something, but maybe at some point we should try to do a challenge where we like use a flip phone for a week.
I could
Ooh.
do it, bro, but I'm gonna have to carry around my tablet, or I'm
You
gonna
need
have to
to
carry
give
around
me
my
a flip
laptop.
phone,
I can do it. I could
and
do
I
it
need
because
to carry a tablet too because
I
I'm running a business here.
I could do it because the one at T-Mobile is what, like, for free basically.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I
but
need my
I'm
Call of
telling you,
Duty,
you need-
man.
Don't
I
you
mean,
need at
me
least a
too.
hotspot?
Man, I'll live off that flip phone. You probably would.
I would consider doing it for just calls and text, but I would have to have I'd have to do another line for it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you could find
I
me a
can
flip phone that plays Call of Duty, I'll do it.
T9 style.
Yeah.
What's the Motorola, the Motorola flip phone that's coming out? That's
Bro, it's supposed to come
flexible?
out since like last year, man.
That's gonna be Call of Duty. Can it run Call of Duty?
But it can play Crisis.
That's what I want to
Oh, yeah?
know.
Yeah, it can play Crisis.
They need to bring the Sidekick. They need to bring that back for like 1 year. Snapdragon 45 in that.
You know, I've never used a
Ooh.
physical
With a
keyboard on a
3700
smartphone.
milliamp hour battery.
I did.
I
back
thought
in the
about
day,
buying.
Rishi.
I thought about buying the BlackBerry Key,
Huh?
the Key series when that was still running.
I used
I
to
was
use
gonna say,
keyboard.
Sneed, you should pull up the project. What is it called? It's called Project Gemini.
Project Gemini.
That's the one. That's the phone. I think you already brought it up. I pulled it up. I'm not really sure. But the Project Gemini quarterly keyboard touchscreen phone is.
Bro, I'm getting
coming out
like
soon.
I'm getting like a space program from NASA in the Google search.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm getting some crazy thing floating around, orbiting around the atmosphere.
Uh-oh.
Looks
I
like an
thought
ice
about
cream
getting a
cone.
Nokia Key too.
Ooh.
Not Nokia. BlackBerry. The BlackBerry Key 2 when that came out. It's an Android phone but with a physical keyboard.
Poor BlackBerry.
Yeah,
They're
they
done,
just
right?
got killed.
Poor BlackBerry.
Although
What, no
the
one bought their
Nokia
phones?
Android phones are actually pretty good, like the Nokia 7.2 and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, those are pretty. I told my little brother. I said, man, you really should try to look into those because he
If they
said he.
weren't GSM only, I'd buy one. And if
But
it had unlocked bootloader and I could put Lineage on it.
I wonder if the bands. I wonder how the bands
But they
work
won't
out
work.
here.
They won't work on Verizon. They won't work on the CDMA carriers here in the U.S. because freaking CDMA. Everybody
Okay, so
else uses GSM.
here's the
Yep.
project. Here's the project Gemini. That's not bad, huh?
I want the NASA program. Go back to
Oh,
that.
so it's
Yeah, that's freaking huge.
designed to have like a slap-on keyboard, or
I
this is
mean,
how it's built.
it's a fold. It's almost like a fold. It's like a
Okay.
folding. But this was out last year. I remember Mr. Mobile. He talked about this.
Is it modular?
No, it's a part of the design.
Oh, okay.
Literally a part of the design. See?
What do you guys think about the Pine
LG?
phone that's coming out
Oh.
and the what is that? The Purism 5 or Pure what is it? Purism?
Yo, how do you guys
I know
find
what-
these phones, man?
Bro, I don't know where they're
Man,
finding these phones, bro.
man,
I'm
Kickstarter.
a
They
human.
find them on
I'm-
Kickstarter.
I
Take-
keep my ears to the ground.
I'll
and
be
I'm
right back.
always-
Take a look at the Librem 5, Librem 5.
Is that the one that runs
The-
Linux?
Yeah, it runs Linux on it.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. I think because there's another phone that runs Linux.
The Pine phone, they're working on it. And then
It's
they have
Fuchsia.
this $20 smartwatch they're coming out with next year called the Pine Time.
It's Fuchsia OS, man. What do y'all think about that? Because they said they claim that it's not going to be in smartphones.
The replacement for Android?
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be in smartphones. It's going to be in like
Tablet.
wearables and tablets and TVs.
Then I ain't worried about it. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nah. Android will never have more than one operating system out there in the wild. That'd be insane if they had two of them out there.
Talk about fragmentation.
Yeah, and they're
iOS
just now starting to fix Android's fragmentation issues.
iOS rips on Android for being fragmented. Start having Androids with two different operating systems.
That's when stuff gets
They're
crazy.
gonna be like,
I'll tell you what though, if it's true, what the heck? Huh? Oh, never mind. I thought somebody died. If it's true, then this year was actually really good for Android because according to their statistics, from Android 8 to Android 9, when 9 came out, like 8% of the Android market had the new system.
That is
From
true.
9 to 10,
that's an
is true.
improvement.
from 9 to 10, it was 22 in the same amount of time
I read that report. I read that recently. That is true because there was a huge
over on
gap.
XDA.
There was a huge gap between Oreo and Nougat. Like the gap was so large. Matter of fact, I take that back. There was a huge gap between Marshmallow and Oreo.
Yep.
Like 2017, it was like dark days. It was like the dark ages. Like nobody had. If you either you had Marshmallow or you didn't have Marshmallow at all, and if you was lucky enough to get Nougat, maybe. But if you had Oreo, then yeah. But only a few people had Oreo back in 2000. I believe it was the
I
beginning
had
of
Oreo.
2000. Well, of course you had the Pixel, but I'm just saying, think about those people who didn't have Oreo.
Those
Because
poor people.
When Android Pie came out, Oreo was like 8 or 9% of the market. When Android 10 came out, Android 9 was 22% of the market.
It's always been a problem. It's always been like that. There's always
But
this
That's
disconnect
so much
between
better.
manufacturers and updates.
That's
Sad.
so much better than it was though. 22
That's a
versus
big
8.
number. That's
Bro,
a
I
big
remember
That's a big jump.
like the years of Android 4 or 5.
number. Ooh,
Yep.
Kit Kat.
Those
I love
Oh.
Kit Kat.
those upgrade percentages were like
Super low.
gingerbread and jelly bean. It was like 2.2%.
Somebody, I remember that. I remember like a lot of people didn't have lollipop. Like I used to tell people I got a lollipop. They were like, "What is that?" I'm on Kit Kat. I'm like, "What? You still on Kit Kat? Are you serious?"
I got my first Android version 4.2 Jelly Bean when they added Zoom to the operating system. They added the magnification gestures.
Dark
Yeah,
days.
it's
That's
always
when
been a problem, man. Like this
That's
dates
when I
back.
got Android.
Dark days.
Yeah.
I remember when I
But it's
wanted.
getting better.
I remember there was a time where I wanted a flashlight on the back of my phone.
I thought that was so cool when I got a flashlight. Like when I got the flashlight on my phone.
Man,
Yo,
I
do you
had.
guys use the gestures on your OnePlus devices for the flashlight?
No,
You know I do.
No,
no.
Mine's is
you
a
just put a
S.
V. It just turns on.
Hey, I turned mine to a S.
Pretty cool.
You know who does it better than that, Rishi?
Motorola,
Motorola.
I
Motorola,
was
man.
about to say.
the double
I
tap.
love that double
Flick of the
chop.
wrist or flick of the wrist.
The double chop thing. I love.
That's the only thing better than the letters on the display is karate chop because you're holding the phone.
Yeah.
There's no fine motor skill. It's
No.
legit just double chop. And then it's wristy flippity flip for a
I did
selfie.
that. I did that for my mechanic when my mechanic was my about 2 years ago when I had my Motorola when I had my Pure. My mechanic was like, I need some light. I'm like, give me a second. I chopped. He was like, wait a minute. He was like, do that again.
Yeah. Every time I ever did it, people were always like, holy crap, why can't my phone do that? And I'm like, it's just a Motorola. I mean, there's nothing special.
I
They
can't
just
wait for new gestures.
they got a
Clap your
handful of really
hands.
nice features, you know.
Clap your hands to end the call.
Yeah, like my Moto.
That's
my
what
Moto
Project
G-
Soul is all about.
I'm telling you. People keep bashing Soli. I'm like, dude, wait till they really
Yeah.
start integrating Soli
Needs
and get
development.
Soli down to the point to where you can turn the volume up, like, cause that swipe to
Like
change the
cup in your
track.
ears.
Yeah, like that's like swipe to change the track. That's interesting at this point. But wait till they upgrade it. Wait till they get it down to where you can just turn the volume up, like in that
You know my.
demo they had.
Then
know my
that would
favorite
sell the
phone, I
phone
think
to
I've-
me.
You know the favorite phone I think I've ever owned? Motorola G3.
Ooh,
Why?
I love that phone. If it didn't have like, I liked the micro USB at the time. Because C didn't exist really at that time. But I loved the Moto G3 because it was just a solid phone. It didn't cost a whole lot of money and it worked. Like you just picked the thing up and it worked.
speaking of USB Type C, I remember when I had micro USB for a long time.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
me too. I remember my first USB Type C phone being the Nexus 6P, and I'm like, oh great, I gotta make sure to remember my chargers because ain't nobody gonna have one.
Mine's was
Wait,
the
the next six
Solved
feet?
that issue.
Yeah,
Mine
you
was the
remember the
OG
Huawei
Pixel.
device, Rishi?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Ah, there
Mine
it
was
is.
the OG Pixel.
Like at that time, like if you forgot your cable, you were screwed because nobody else had one.
That's true.
Exactly.
Oh, the USB Type C. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like what back when the
Unless
6P came out.
unless the person or the people you're hanging out with had like a MacBook,
That's the only way.
you know, they were Type C at the time, I think.
That was the only way.
Depended
Thanks,
on the
Pete.
Yeah, what do you
model.
guys think?
I didn't have anybody with that current generation of Macs.
Go ahead, Rishi.
Oh, what do you guys think about the LG G3?
LG G3.
Oh, I remember that
Yeah.
phone.
Man,
I remember that
I
phone.
wanted one so bad.
Which one had the curved one? Was it the G2 or was it the
That
G3?
was the Flex.
That
was
was
the
the flex. The good old
Oh, yeah,
flex.
That was the Flex.
Poor flex.
Bro, that was a terrible idea.
Oh my god, who you telling? Who you
Like,
telling?
Oh.
why was that a thing? Like,
And
who
I
even
wanted,
decided?
and can you believe I really wanted that phone? Like I really wanted that phone at one point. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get the flex. My wife was like, do you really need that phone? I'm like, you might be right. Next thing you know, boom, something else came out.
I do like the G3, the G4, the G5 got weird. The G6 was a beautiful phone, and then the G7 and the G8, like their more recent flagships. LG just
Bad marketing. I
like
mean,
nobody's
marketing.
on them. Yeah,
When I worked
Bro,
for
the-
AT&T, we had
their
to sell
module,
the G5.
the mods they had, it was called Friends. That
Oh,
was the name of their
God,
mods.
yes.
It was like, you guys need friends. Buy some friends.
The Friends,
Wow.
the Friends fiasco. Like I've never been an
the
LG
Friends
person.
fiasco.
Yeah, yeah, Facebook.
Yeah, they should have had Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston up there trying to sell that stuff.
Like I've never been an
But it was
LG
crazy.
like phone
Every
person.
time you had to change the mods for the G5, you had to turn off your phone, like just pull out the battery. I think that was just poor implementation.
You know who
Yeah.
does mods the best?
Motorola.
And nobody wants
But
them.
they didn't invest, bro.
And nobody
What
wants
new
them.
mods? I bought them. I have a whole collection that no one wants
Okay,
to
and
buy.
didn't you tell? What did you tell me, Altered Tech? What did you tell me
Yeah,
about
it's
those
a
mods?
collection that no one wants
You
to
were
buy.
like
It was an
you were like the-
investment.
you're like one of the 3 people who did.
Yeah, I'm sitting
Was
on
it a
them, bro.
good
I thought
investment or a bad investment?
it's a bad
See, the thing
investment, man.
is-
I can't even get
is
$200 for all this.
As much as mods on a phone is a cool idea for the tech person, nobody in their right mind wants it. Like no general
No.
public, Joe
'Cause
Smo
you
wants
gotta
it.
carry. You gotta carry one for
Yeah,
the battery,
yeah.
one for the speaker.
For us, it's cool, but for the regular person that just uses a phone, it's not worth the time. Like
You have to
modular
carry a
phones just aren't gonna
briefcase
take off.
with all the mods around.
A book
And
bag.
that's just look stupid,
Mods
man.
just-
Imagine going to work with a briefcase with mods.
Mods just are not gonna take off. I'm sorry.
I mean, imagine
But here-
being out in a club. Hey man, wait a minute. Let me slap my speaker mount on. Give me 1 second.
Well, here's why they kind of failed. The projector was cool, but then we all got Chromecasts. And the speaker
And the
was cool.
Chromecast, man.
Yeah, but the speaker was cool, but then like little Bluetooth speakers started selling for $10.
And they started getting more
Right.
bass and more treble.
Right. And then like the battery pack was cool, but like people were okay with like just a regular portable one.
Yep.
So every mod that they made was trying to replace the specialty devices that you're buying on Amazon, but people were
Yeah,
unwilling
but
to
they're
buy a
supposed
Motorola
to
to get the
upgrade
mods.
these mods. They're supposed to upgrade these
Yeah, they
mods
were
every
supposed to.
year. They didn't upgrade anything except the speaker mods.
Wait, you
The
would
camera-
want
that
you would,
and
hold on a second. You would want to pay for new mods every year?
Depending how well they actually came
Bro,
out.
they were
I mean,
$300-$400 a piece.
that and there's no ecosystem besides Motorola. Like if you bought any other phone, if you bought a Samsung, if you bought anything else, it wouldn't work. If there was a standard for mods that worked on all phones, then you might have something.
Yeah.
Like if you could slap a mod on a Oneplus, and then you could pull it off, and you could go slap it on a Motorola, and then you could go pull it off and slap it on an S10. Then you might have something going.
Universal mods does sound good.
Like if you did that, you might be going somewhere.
You know what's crazy? And I think Risha, you said this I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. OnePlus needs to come out
What
with
up?
a watch.
oh yeah,
They need to come
but
out.
they're
with
not
a
going
watch.
to do it. I think it's just way too hard. It's too complicated.
Yeah, but
Um,
they if they come out with a watch, oh man, oof, for $125.
and they have good style, man. They know, they know how to make,
That would
stylish
be-
products. So
That
would
would
be
be
beautiful.
tempting.
That would be beautiful.
So-
yeah, I
would
thought Google
run.
was supposed to release
I
a
would
new
run to
Pixel
go
watch
get
or
that
something,
watch.
right?
Yeah,
They
you know
released
them.
the Pixel Watch, I would not have gotten this fossil that gets 18 hours battery life.
You know what, Pete? I might be invested in
Is that
one
the
of
second
those.
gen or third gen or what?
Second gen.
Oh, okay.
$130.
That's the one
I
they
think when
said.
it comes
Something.
out, I'm going to try the Pine Time.
That's the one that a lot of people said is a good watch. The
This
second
is a
gen
good
fossil.
watch. I can talk to people on the phone using it.
See,
What
my
is those,
problem with
mods?
watches is I just don't see the point in using a watch when I can just pull up my phone and do the same thing.
Well, I'm in a lot of meetings, so a
The
lot
heck is
of the
that?
time my phone is on silent or vibrate. And
I try to watch.
if I'm not getting phone calls, I may as well be fired.
See, that's the thing. Like, I'm on the hunt to this day. Like, I'm trying to get a very good, reasonable watch because I got a watch. Like, my first watch I ever had was a Moto 360. Oh boy.
That was the best one I ever used, man. That or second gen.
The one
Yeah.
I had was bad because I had the battery issue where you'll put it
Oh.
on the charger and it would, instead of charging, it would decharge.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Yeah, that happened to mine, man.
And then I had the I mean these little the watch actually the watch I did a review on recently, the Xiaomi Mi Band
Thanks for the
4
super chat, Stace.
is a very good
Appreciate
watch. It's a very good watch. I'm not gonna lie. The battery life on this is insane. I get up to 7 days worth of battery life.
Oh, this is a Gen 4.
What's up,
Oh,
Delon? Good to have you on.
See, I guess it's just me, but I don't see the point in wearing a watch in today's world. And very well just maybe me, because I've never ever worn one, and so it feels foreign to me. Maybe it's a millennial thing or something.
It is. I
No.
will tell you, like I have a Moto 360 and I still use it daily, and it's a very attractive and well designed device. It legit looks like a timepiece, and it's also electronic and connects and Wi-Fi and all that. It's
So
it's part fashion, but it's also part functionality. To me, the Apple Watches look weird because they're square, and I've
yeah.
only ever owned circular timepieces.
But
When
the
I worked
problem
for AT,
is,
go ahead.
yeah, the problem is you can't replace the batteries yourself. You can't. If
No.
something happens to it, you gotta ship it back. And right now, Motorola ended the entire program, so I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do. So I did try to open mine up, and it's not user replaceable, man. I completely
You know
messed
what?
it up.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Rishi, because I tried to do that with the one I had, the Moto, the first gen.
They
I
glued the
really,
back on, right? They
yeah,
How's
glued
that
on the
for a
entire circuit
timepiece?
board
yeah,
and everything, bro.
yeah, man. If you try to replace the battery, you better have a soldering board and you better have a soldering gun ready, because you
Yeah,
I
Yep.
it's a
will
think the
nice
need.
looking watch.
Samsung's is actually easier to replace. They got screws and whatnot, but the
Yeah.
Motorola, you have to like
Oh,
take that out,
The
get
I
same.
have.
a heat gun or
I
something.
would have gotten the Samsung watch if it didn't require a Samsung phone.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have to download the
See,
Samsung app, right?
Yeah.
No, it only works on Galaxy phones.
see, with
But
me going
Oh, I
absolutely
didn't know
crazy,
that.
I'm starting to go like all open source stuff. So I think I'm gonna go with the Pine Time when it comes out.
Bro, you keep talking about the Pine. Let me go find out what this is, man.
Yep, Pine Time. It's coming out next year, I
Pine
think,
time.
sometime.
If you want,
It's supposed to be
Rishi,
like
I can pull
So
it
25
it's
up
bucks
20
here.
to watch.
bucks.
Yeah.
There's a song called Pine Time.
Sing it for us, Rishi. Go ahead.
Sing it.
I have no idea. I think it's just beats.
Rishi the artist.
man, I'm telling you guys, man,
Pine time.
next year is gonna be a good year. I'm telling you.
I mean, this year was a good year, man. I
This year
can't.
was a
If
good
you
year.
gave me,
I need to catch
yo,
up because I'm still running Snapdragon 45 processor.
That's not
oh,
bad
this
though, bro. You
OnePlus
heard people
60, right?
talking about 2015 phones, man.
Yeah.
I feel
He's running
sorry
a
for
Snapdragon.
him.
He's running a Snapdragon 45 with 256 mega RAM.
Mm. I got the OnePlus. That's the OnePlus and the Poco is the only 45s I got in the house. Everybody else is 35.
No, the 808 and the 810 was the worst, man.
Oh,
I've
bro.
never
Oh,
went through
Oh
so
my
much
oh,
god,
hell
dark
with those
days.
devices.
Dark
Bro,
that
days.
they
was
were
awful.
cooking. They were
Dark
hot,
days.
and they were just bro, they
Take your
were
phone off the
you know,
charger.
they weren't strong. They were just overclocked.
Oh
The
yeah,
Nexus, like what was it, the 6P I think it was, did an okay job with the throttling on the 810, but
Mine used to cook, bro.
the what was it, HTC M8 was awful.
That was an 808.
Like the Nexus did okay with it,
Yeah.
but the HTC One M8 or whatever the heck that was
and it
not a
would
good
cook for the
phone with that.
simplest things, like just using Google Maps or something like that. For me,
Man,
Yeah, it
based on my
absolutely.
experience.
my coworker
You could fry an egg on that thing.
when he had his, man, I remember he was watching a video and I'm like, he handed me the phone. I'm like, dude, this phone is extremely hot. Like, what is going on? He was like, I don't know, man. It's getting hot now all of a sudden. I'm like, that's not a good sign.
That state of affairs right here, Michael. For the cost of replacing a non-removable battery, I can buy a new phone. That's
There you
pretty
go.
dang on
There you
sad, man.
go. There you go.
Well, if for me, since I do have the technical expertise to replace the batteries, it it's less for me to replace the battery. But if I'm spending $80 to replace a battery, that may have some issue that on a phone that may have some other issues down the line, because generally it's like 2.5 years old. I may as well buy new anyway.
Well, I did the battery for my brother's phone. It was a Moto X Pure, and he was going to be using it to just connect to his drone. So he's like, well, I just need a phone that's good enough to run this app for my drone to record the video and get connected. So I was like, okay, well, The phone brand new was worth $400 at the time. The battery replacement's costing about 60. It's actually worth it to keep than him
Yeah.
to buy another device. But like, if I'm the one installing it. He's my brother. I'm just charging him for the battery, whatever the battery costs.
Yeah, I do that for families.
But like, if I was charging somebody and I'm in it as a business, I don't do business for free. There has to be a profit in it. So
Yeah,
I mean, what would you install it for? You would install it for 100 or 120.
I'd go 100 flat out due to the chemicals or hazard involved. Generally, I do about 60 if it's routine.
What's up, Edward
Yeah.
and Ellie? Good to see you guys here tonight. Glad you could stop by.
I'm not touching batteries. I would kill myself.
Yeah, I learned my lesson a long time ago when I did. Oh, there go my oldest. When I did phone repair.
Yeah, Dave, I wouldn't recommend you playing with
No.
batteries.
No.
Why, it just pops or something? What happens?
Be careful.
Well, anytime you remove them, you have to be careful of puncturing them, bending them,
too.
you know, and then just handling them in general. There's always risk.
Looking at them wrong.
I wear $20 use once and destroy gloves whenever I remove a MacBook battery.
And then the crazy thing is, you might get a phone where you don't have any magical pull tabs, like Jerry Rigby saying.
Yeah,
you might have to use.
And then you have to apply a heat gun and apply a caustic anti-adhesive. And
hold on, Dan. I don't spend over 100 for a phone. So what kind of phones are we talking here? I mean, what are you getting for $100?
Cricket phones?
Promos.
Either promos or like Moto E's or something.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be pretty
entry level, man.
You got to be careful with those things, though. Like, a lot of times, the cheaper the phone, the reason they sell it to you so cheap is because they have spyware and stuff like that on it.
Exactly.
Like, you
when Amazon started selling
stuff.
Prepaid carriers or just what?
In general.
When Amazon started selling phones, I was like, what?
Yeah, no.
Like the Fire phone and all that?
Fire phone. The Samsung Note 7 and 8 catches fire.
Do you remember those whole like Prime exclusive phones? You could get it for like $30 cheaper, but it had the Amazon ads on. I was like, nope.
That's the one. That's the one I'm talking about.
Like
those Amazon. Terrible.
Can't unlock the bootloader.
Terrible.
Can't get those ads off. Nope.
And then even if you don't have internet connected to them, you still get ads.
Wait. Like, you can't unlock the bootloader? Why are you buying that phone?
No.
Yeah, exactly. I don't buy a phone that I can't.
Give me a sign that you're ready to come back in.
Yeah, when they started making those phones, I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
The phones I've ever purchased for myself, the bootloader was unlocked by default.
Not mine. I've not purchased unlocked bootloaders by default, but I have now started purchasing only unlockable bootloaders.
Yeah.
Like,
you gotta be bad if you're gonna be.
It's easier to get data off if something happens if the bootloaders are unlocked.
The only thing
Sorry about that.
Like, even back as far as my Moto G3, I could unlock the bootloader and install custom ROMs on them.
Hey, Dave, see if you got a loose cable or something on your audio side.
Oh, what's going on?
I don't know, some static or feedback or something.
Yeah.
Static.
Hold it. Okay.
See if there's something loose or something going on. Just disconnect, reconnect, or whatever. Ryan, what's going on, buddy? Glad you're here.
But then it comes back.
All right, how about now?
Cool. Sounds okay.
Sounds all right.
Nope.
Well, actually, every time you speak, which is, we want you to speak, but that's when it does it.
Oh, duh.
Is that the headphones? Maybe.
Are you going through an adapter or a dongle?
No, straight headphones.
No, I was about to say the 6 has a headphone jack.
I was gonna say
it's pretty good. I got
happy
because I got there's headphones with the iPhone now. I thought they stopped giving away headphones.
What kind did they give you? A lightning port?
Yeah.
What?
Let's see.
I mean, for the OnePlus 7T, I didn't even get a
Now,
dongle.
can you use them on the Pixel or the PlayStation Vita?
With the headphones?
Yeah,
Nah, it's a Lightning port, so nah.
proprietary hardware. Some people's children.
Put some RAM in that PC. I got 16 gigs, bruh.
I got 32 gigs. What are you
I got
talking
8.
about?
Y'all talking bad. I got 8. I can't even talk to y'all. And my job, man, my job that I work, man, the minimum requirement for RAM is 2 gigs. Are you serious?
Man, that's low.
It's crazy. Crazy. And then also the minimum requirement for hard drive space is 16 gigs.
What
Wow.
are y'all doing? Putting all your stuff on Google Drive?
No, I mean the company that I work for, it's documents. You know, I mean we're helping people and we're typing documents in, and then also we have our own virtual private desktop.
They're using Google
Oh,
Drive. That's
Yeah.
That's why.
translation.
That's why you don't. That's why you really don't have to have a lot of RAM or hard drive to work for the job.
they're basically using thin clients.
And
Gotcha.
then thin clients, and then on top of that, we also have what is it called? Our mobile. I mean not mobile, but our internet. Our internet requirement is only 25 megs down and 12 megabytes up. So that's not bad at all either.
Is that for the entire office or what?
That's just for one particular person, one particular technical service rep, like myself.
Yo, do you guys own any Chromebooks?
No.
I do.
I was
but I'm
thinking about it.
installing Linux on it.
I was thinking
Kinda.
about getting one just because I want to edit on one, but it's like there's no good editing programs out there unless you download Power Director. Okay. Sorry, y'all.
I'm thinking about. I have one, but I'm thinking about trying to see if I can put Linux on it.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I put,
Linux is
I
good
put Linux on
operating
my Chromebook,
system.
and it runs amazing. Just make sure you have like 4 gigs of RAM in your Chromebook.
You're talking about
Yeah, let's
Linux or like
check this.
Ubuntu or what?
No,
Yeah, that's
Linux.
for Linux.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can run
Ubuntu
Linux
is
on a
Linux.
on a Chromebook very well, actually.
Yeah, how's Ubuntu like nowadays? Is it better or I stopped
It's
using
good.
it?
Ubuntu is pretty good. Last time I checked with my little brother, it's pretty good.
I use Arch Linux.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have
Linux?
time for all that mess. I don't have time to like have my computer break every time I want to use something.
No, my Hackintosh does that.
Yeah, my little
Like-
brother ran Arch Linux for a while, and he was like, "Man,
I'm a Debian guy.
Debian's good. Linus
I
likes
enjoy
Debian.
Debian.
I have no idea what that means.
I like Debian with app images so that you can keep up to date with software.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Debian just want the penguin on it?
that's a number one."
No, that's all of it.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, Linux itself has the penguin. Debian is kind of like a swirly, kind of like a.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I know what you're
I
talking
think
about.
of it as a snail shell.
I was about to say it kind of reminds me of a.
I'm not keen on OpenSUSE.
Man, you
I
guys
mean-
are speaking foreign language, bro. I gotta go to school to talk to you guys.
I know you like what? I mean, Sneed, I had to
Teach
learn.
you, Sneed.
I had to learn from my little brother, Sneed. My little brother is like he's very knowledgeable when it comes to Linux.
Can also get Ubuntu on the Windows 10 store,
Yeah, I was about to
Robert.
say you can put Ubuntu on there as well.
It's
I'd
not
like to
something
try that
important.
too.
He's like, yeah, forget what you're
Jamal's
talking
full
about.
of it. This is life.
What?
This is real.
Linux is the only reason why if Linux didn't exist, we wouldn't have a conversation about Android.
That's true.
If Linux didn't exist, we wouldn't be on this.
Exactly.
If Linux didn't exist, we wouldn't have the internet.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
Holy cow, we're at 2.5 hours.
Yo, did you guys
Holy
talk about
crap.
RCS already? Probably did,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
I
man.
tried setting
please.
up on my phone. Didn't
Please.
quite work.
It
Yeah, he
didn't
tried to
work
do it on
once.
air. It was a total fail.
It didn't
Okay.
work.
It
Wait, so you
failed.
have to like install an app or something or what?
Yeah, active. What is it called? Activity.
There's a
Activity launcher, yeah.
All right.
yeah.
So who out of the 5 of us, I guess, who wants RCS like today?
Ding, 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 ding.
I do.
I'll
I want
take it.
Yeah.
I like it, but I like Telegram.
What the heck is
I'm-
Telegram?
Oh man, Sneed, man.
I'm gonna be
Bruh.
I'm gonna be disabling text messages as soon as I can, and the only way somebody can contact me will be Signal.
Mm,
Like if you want to get in contact with me, you're gonna signal me, and that's it.
damn.
Y'all heard that there's a loophole where you can text anyone from around the world with RCS?
Yeah, RCS.
I'm all
Mine's
for
is
that.
not working. Mine's is
That's
not working, Richie. I
that's
tried.
not much of a loophole.
Huh?
I can text anyone around the world on T-Mobile and they don't upcharge me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I mean, like for Verizon and AT&T, they
Oh,
won't
yeah.
charge
The other companies, the fee
Yeah.
companies.
Yo, do
Get
you guys
away
use
from them. They
T-Mobile
have
Tuesdays?
fees.
Every Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm trying to get me some pizza or something. What do they got this week?
Let's see. This
I
is
don't even
T-Mobile Tuesday with Sneed Mobile Tech Podcast.
I
I
have
know last weekend
a
was White Castle.
Really?
Aw, man.
Yeah.
I have a T-Mobile I have a T-Mobile Tuesdays blanket and that they gave away, and I have a T-Mobile towel.
Let's
Yeah, I
see.
wanted to get a towel, man.
What
We
about
got
the pink umbrella?
We got a
I didn't
free
get that.
Burger King Whopper coming up. Not this impossible stuff.
Oh, what, the Impossible Whopper?
10 free 4x6 prints from Walgreens.
Really?
And something from Taco Bell and 10 cents a gallon off Shell gas.
Really?
Well, that's good.
I use that Shell stuff every week just to top off my Prius.
Bro, where is there traffic right now? It's like 10:30 at night.
He's somewhere between Barstow and Vegas. There's always traffic.
Well, what is
Barstow and
Barstow? I've
Vegas.
never heard of that city.
What? That's in
It's in
California.
California. It's just across the border.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours from here.
Bruh, that's like I'm supposed to know.
You don't know about the route needles
Bro,
to
like
Barstow?
you guys are gonna take me to the stake? Like seriously?
Steve,
Okay,
Don't be
Rishi,
mean to
did
him.
you
This
know
guy's from-
Barstow?
What?
Did you know where Barstow was? You heard of Barstow?
No idea.
Okay, see,
Oh man, y'all
Las
are so
Vegas, you
East
said?
Coast.
see us brown folks got to stick together,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
We're trying
So
to pick
Hey,
on
close.
them.
I'm from
Um,
the East Coast and I know where Barstow is.
Pete, you
Oh,
like
you live
have
there,
been
shut up.
everywhere.
I've been everywhere.
I
live there, shut
only
up.
know about Barstow because
Yeah, man. This is definitely the longest live stream ever.
I only know about Barstow because when I used to travel back and forth from my old job, we used to have to go to Barstow, refuel, and then come back to Vegas. That was it.
So, my favorite way to the
It's a
East
lot of movies
Coast
that get
is
filmed.
through the Canada 1 highway. So,
Masvidal.
the Nats win tonight. Let's see.
Baseball
Okay,
talk.
deal with that.
Yeah, go Nats.
Oh man, I haven't watched baseball in 10 years. I
Now,
don't know what's going on?
Rishi, I've been to Patterson. I've been to South Orange, East Orange. I've been to Jersey City. I've been to Newark. I've been to Brooklyn, Manhattan. I mean, I like all that East Coast action. I've been there.
So
Wait,
you
you're
never been
from
to
New
the
Jersey?
West? You never been to
No,
like the
I
whole?
had family that used to live in New Jersey. So when we
Oh.
go to visit, and then we go sightseeing or visiting cities, we do the whole, Jersey thing. So, and everybody in Jersey, I mean, they spend a lot of time in New York too. So
I've never been west of
Yo, there's a
Minnesota.
new mall that opened up, the American Dream. You guys heard about it?
No.
The second big, is it the biggest mall in North America?
Where at?
It's
Amazon.com.
I was about
Did
to
they
say.
Did they pass the Mall of America?
I gotta check that. It's in East Rutherford, but they opened it up, but none of the stores are open.
East Rutherford got a big ass mall?
huge, bro.
Yeah, man. Kind of weird, right?
Yeah,
How
but
much
East
they have a
Rutherford has
Nickelodeon.
MetLife Stadium. It's not that weird.
I was just by East Rutherford.
Really?
Bro, they have a
Oh.
Nickelodeon amusement park built inside the mall.
What?
They have water rides
we
and
don't get
everything. They
none of
have a
that here.
skating ring.
We
Yeah,
don't get
so does
none
the
of
Mall
that.
of America.
We don't get none of that here. None of that.
Mall of America's got a like water rides. They've got a Nick theme park. They've got an aquarium.
Man.
Hey, Pete, come to Northern Virginia. We have all accents here. You looky here, buddy.
Hey, buddy, you look here.
That's the
Oh,
that's the
man.
one I know.
That sounds like where my mother's family is from in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh. Man.
Oh,
Sneed
man.
Mobile Tech, you need to go take care of your daughter.
The one gas station I went to in Virginia, one of my voices sleep, and immediately they get annoyed. Immediately.
Probably the strangest accent I ever heard was like from Minnesota. I was caught off guard completely. I thought they were gonna speak like they kind of do in like Michigan, and
Oh no!
no, dude, it's something else. It's
they
like
speak like they speak like Canadians.
yeah, they do.
They're sorry for everything, and
Yeah, sorry, and
Sorry.
and they have hot dish, and they play games.
don't you know?
gosh.
Don't you? Yeah, don't you know?
That is not a weird accent.
Like we love our cheddar cheese, just like Wisconsin. Don't you know?
Oh, and in New Jersey, you get water.
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 Oh, and in Massachusetts, in Massachusetts, it's would you hand me the clicker?
Bro, it's crazy how like just
No,
one state
it's
away.
like, yeah.
If you're from one state away from wherever you're at,
Accent
they could
completely
speak so
changes.
different.
Completely changes.
I
Completely
also
changes.
speak. I also slip into like I'm from Providence.
How do you spell
Oh.
Chicago? Chicken in the car, and the car won't go.
Chicken in the car won't go.
That's definitely Massachusetts car.
Well, where
No,
I'm
This
from
is
is even worse.
Providence.
In Atlanta, it's even
We're
worse.
a little west of Massachusetts.
Oh, I believe it.
Bro, in Atlanta, they don't pronounce S's in the middle of words
Nah.
or at the end of words.
It's straight. I
Oh
can't,
yeah, it's great.
my accent is gone.
great.
I've been on the West Coast too long. I have a proper accent now. But when I first moved out here, oh man, I used to say 25776. Like my numbers was just, my wording was just so terrible. Luckily, my teacher was like, "You gotta straighten up your accent."
So Carlos brings
Yeah.
up something weird in New Jersey. Now this is also the case in Oregon. You can't pump your own gas.
Oh man, you can't
Is
pump
that
your
a
own
real
gas.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that.
But I look at him funny. I'm like, I'm pumping my own gas. I'm from Colorado.
Here's a joke for you, a Massachusetts joke. The highway patrol found out that like a bunch of crows were dying on the roads, and they're like, "What the heck's going on?" So they launch a study to figure out what's going on. And apparently, while the crows are eating dinner or whatever, they have a lookout for vehicles. And the reason no crows were dying was because the crows could say "caw caw," but they couldn't say "truck." Terrible.
Man,
All
I'm
right.
telling you, man.
So here's what we got going on tomorrow.
Tamara.
AT&T and T-Mobile are giving their performance reports and their earnings. So we'll probably get an update on the first responders thing that was leaked today by accident.
Oh wow.
So the story goes is that a YouTube video notification popped up on people's accounts. I got it. I opened it. It started playing. I paused it. I came back and it was gone. It was private.
Same thing happened to me.
So that happened. And then what ended up kind of being the situation is I think the person who was controlling the YouTube account should have just had it uploaded as private, and then it would have been public tomorrow. But instead, it went out initially, and some people got to see enough of it, maybe once or twice. So now we know it's a 50% off of the Magenta plan for first responders. So it's essentially the military plan discount, but it's now going to be available for firefighters, police officers, EMT, probably nurses. I don't know who else would qualify, but that's where that's at. And we probably will get that video access tomorrow. We'll get something from John around 4 o'clock. I'll be covering it. You guys think I should like live stream it or do a reaction? I don't know. I don't know.
It's
Like
an earnings call. I don't think so.
like because every earnings call, like T-Mobile gets like the dude with the hat. What's his name? Sievert.
Seaver, cowboy.
And then like T-Mobile does it big. It's like a party. So John will be up there tooting his own horn, talking about all the money. I'm worried. I think T-Mobile's not going to hit their 1 million subscribers for the quarter. It'll be the first time in 6 years or something.
All right, then, boys. Well, I just got that text from my wife.
All right, brother.
I'll see y'all. Sneed, always great.
Hey, big shout out
Always
to
the best,
Ronaldo.
man.
Everybody check out his channel.
I appreciate y'all, man.
You're welcome, man. Good to have you on.
All right.
All right,
All
bro.
right, have a good one.
All right. All right, then. Pete, Dave, Rishi.
Yo,
And we got to start that podcast, too, Rick. Alter Tech, man. We got to do that.
yo, anytime, whenever you're ready, bro.
The first episode might be in the hospital. But with me holding my daughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cutting close, man.
Man, just 2 more days, Sneed, man.
Well, trust me, man. You've done it before. You're a pro. I need advice from you.
Man, that's another conversation. This will be my first little girl, man. So I'm gonna have to start buying a lot of guns, nunchucks,
Bruh.
swords,
No.
Yep.
hand grenades.
It's a blessing,
All right.
bro. It
Man.
will be a life-changing experience, though.
My sons changed my life, man. They have. They really have changed my life, 100%. But I know my daughter. Oh man.
Yeah, it's
Super
something else.
life-changing.
It's something unique, and it's hard to explain. It's an experience, man.
Oh man.
It's one of those things.
All right then, fellas. Well, I'll definitely catch y'all again, and I'll see y'all throughout the internet hemisphere.
All right, Ray. Thank you, man.
All right then. Bye now.
Later.
See ya.
All right, so thank you, Ray, for being on. I hope you guys enjoyed his time here. I will say this about T-Mobile's earnings. If they don't hit the 1 million subs added, it's going to suck because I really wanted them to keep that. But they're going to add like 850K or 900K or something. It's fine. It's close enough.
When you consecutively add 1 million for 12 quarters straight,
Pete, they're
Where
throwing
else are
parties
you
at
getting it?
Verizon. They're throwing parties at Verizon. They added 600,000. T-Mobile's added 1+ million every quarter for 6 years. That's 24 quarters. So they're celebrating.
where are the
600
people coming from?
Sprint.
Sprint.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Sprint used to have
Sprint,
86 million
AT&T.
subscribers. They have 54 million. T-Mobile used to have 54 million subscribers. Now they have 82, 84. It's the table has turned in 3 years, bro. Like literally
And
5 years.
my account accounts for 8 of them.
The thing is, though, T-Mobile has to become more profitable. They're gonna have to find a way to make more money so they can build out this 5G network. And they're about to spend $26 billion on Sprint, and then they're going to spend about $30 billion on network integration over the next 5 to 10 years. It's a lot of money.
That
dude.
I think that's where that 600 megahertz 5G comes in. At least
Well-
they're going to start with that.
T-Mobile's been spending about 6 to 8 billion every year. That's going to have to go up to about 14 to 16 billion annually for the next 5.
Yep.
Because they want to compete, bro. They don't want to sit back and watch what happened in LTE when they were only having 4 and 5 billion in capex. They did good with what they got, but if they didn't have the failed merger with AT&T, they wouldn't have had national coverage, and they wouldn't have had those roaming agreements, and they wouldn't have had $3 billion.
Yeah,
So-
no, they
Yo,
got
did you
lucky
guys see
there.
that commercial with John with the pumpkin?
I saw it.
What?
Yeah, I saw it.
The commercial. with
I'd
the
say
pumpkin?
throw it up on YouTube, but we might get demonetized.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you know this about John Leisure, but he used to be an executive at AT&T.
Senior VP of marketing.
He was wearing a suit. He had a short haircut. He wore a tie and slacks every day. He grew his hair out now. He wears pink shirts and shoes. Now he's like Now he's so
Rockstar.
anti AT&T, right? But he was cool with AT&T when he was making millions annually from them.
But AT&T do not let you wear the tear in the shoes.
But like, in my opinion, there's nobody faker when it comes to image than John Legere.
Yep.
Oh damn.
He's a fake and a fraud, bro. This dude talks
What?
about like, bro, listen to me.
What?
This guy puts down the carrier that made it possible for his company to exist in the way it does today. In 2011,
But
there was a
it
failed
works.
merger between AT&T and T-Mobile. That failed
But
merger.
it works.
No, I'm not questioning the effectiveness. I'm just saying the failed merger in 2011 was the reason why T-Mobile got national roaming on the AT&T network for 7 years.
So I actually used that roaming when my partner had AT&T, and I was on AT&T and I had service and she didn't, and she had a newer iPhone than I did.
John puts down Verizon, and I totally get it. He's allowed to do that. I'm
I
okay
put
with
down
that.
Verizon too.
And actually, here's the biggest problem. John used to attack every carrier that wasn't T-Mobile. Sprint, Verizon, and AT&T. He doesn't dog Sprint anymore. Now they're friends. Why?
Maybe that's
They're-
just
they're
part of the
merging.
whole marketing or something.
No,
It
I'm saying,
kind of
why
doesn't
doesn't he
make
dog
sense to me,
Sprint?
like,
Yeah, you're
it
about
kind of
to
doesn't
merge
make
with them
sense
though,
to
man.
dog
Okay.
Sprint if you're gonna merge them.
So if he was real, if he was true to his word, he could dog every carrier like he used to. But in the last year, he had been dogging Sprint, and they're just as bad and awful as they were before. But see, now they're his friend. So I don't care, bro. Like, I love T-Mobile as a company. What John is a part of, in terms of the marketing, in terms of the business plan, I'm all for it. But when he comes out and like does his little shtick, his little thing where he dogs the carriers, he looks like a fraud to me, bro. It's
Nah,
you
I
know,
think
and,
that's just entertainment, man. I think
but
that's
I'm
just
not
a
entertained by
character.
that though. I'm
Oh.
35 years old, bro. I don't get off on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's childish. I wish he didn't do that stuff so people would take him more seriously.
You mean like with the pumpkin and stuff?
No, the pumpkin's fine. I get it. But
Oh.
I'm talking about like he takes it too far, bro.
Like how,
But
man?
people do take it serious. I mean,
Like-
he's gotten
like,
1 million subscribers every quarter for 3 years.
And all that's fine, Dave. But like Verizon, AT&T are the two most successful carriers, right?
Right.
The reason T-Mobile is successful today is because John was able to start doing the things that they have been doing for decades.
Now, I would like T-Mobile more if their COO was the guy at the head. That guy's awesome.
The one thing I will say though that is the best thing about John, he legitimately does try to make consumer experience better than what anybody else can do. He is legit concerned about making sure that when people say T-Mobile, they think value and they think the best customer care. Because honestly, the network stuff, T-Mobile's caught up a lot. If you have good T-Mobile service in your area, I highly recommend it because you're getting a good price with lots of perks and good customer care. The other AT&T doesn't give you customer care. Neither does Verizon.
No,
Hey.
they don't.
Connected RCS.
Pete, you're gonna have to show me how to do that again.
Would we have
You gotta
unlimited
join the
data
beta
were it not for
program.
T-Mobile?
I don't know. That's just
I
my
don't
personal take on John. I think he's an extremely effective CEO. I'm just not into
Yeah.
the charades, bro. That's all.
I think it's just marketing, man. That's not like the real actual him. It's just them trying to like.
But what does he say
promote.
though? That's what he says. This is me.
Oh, dude! I get another icon.
You're gonna have to show
I
me how to do
seriously
it. Pete.
believe that. I seriously believe that that's just the way he's presenting. Like, I think that's part of his image for the company. Like,
Yeah, but-
basically, he's nothing but a walking ad.
Yeah, he's like a mascot. Well,
But it
publicly
works
is a
for-
mascot. He's a brilliant CEO, but I'm just saying, like, publicly he's like a mascot.
Oh
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
So
But
there's my chat.
I think people
story.
like seeing the CEO engaged with the actual consumers. Like I think that's what
Right.
attracts
Yeah.
a lot of the customers. Is he's
And if
not
you
just sitting
actually-
behind some desk somewhere.
Yeah, and he actually takes really good care of himself. He eats healthy. He always he's exercising. He always has his energy and whatnot. So that is something that you actually would want to see in a CEO. But you're talking about like what? Just picking at AT&T and stuff. That's what's like.
Like I think the old corporate business types are eventually going to die out. It's not happened yet, but I think that we're going to have more Johns in the future and less AT&T CEOs, just because of the fact that people don't respond to that the same way they used to. I mean,
You think
even
so?
just look at businesses themselves. Even businesses are changing with the millennials coming into the workforce, and people that are 16, 17, 18 starting to come into the workforce. You're seeing changes in these businesses, and they're having to adapt to new things.
But I think Verizon and AT&T just too stubborn to actually get that culture change in their company.
But the thing, they got to be very careful about that, because if they're not, then they could see themselves being on the wrong end of the stick. They could see themselves being in Sprint's position, because companies that are unwilling to change don't tend to last.
Well, I
mean,
guess that's why they're racing for the 5G right now, because
Look
whoever's the first one to implement 5G, they have everything. They can do whatever they want.
Look at Tesla. Everybody said that Elon Musk couldn't do the things he's done. No one would want to buy an electric car because they look stupid, right? He made a cool electric car and people bought it. Okay, you can't sell it. You can't get one down low enough to where normal people will buy it, and they have a car that normal people can afford. Like everything that they've said he can't do, he does, and he's outspoken and he's out in the public eye. He's not sitting behind some desk somewhere.
Right. Have you ever seen his interviews?
I think Elon Musk and John Ledger are probably the two most influential people. Especially Musk.
I agree. He's very influential. And actually,
In technology?
In technology and appearance, and the way the business culture is going.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to really like about John's approach, the culture that's created in terms of being supportive and integrated into the day-to-day stuff. Like people love him, man. But just like I said, I mean, maybe I'm just being too tough on John, because like there's UFC fighters, for example. They act like a heel. In real life, they're probably these normal people, like very easy to get along with, but they act a heel for the show. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe John's not really that annoying.
No, I don't think he is.
not.
I don't think.
No.
No, I don't think so.
But like, does he ever turn it
I don't
off?
think so.
Like we never get to see him
pretty
turn it
sure.
off.
Bro, I applied for a T-Mobile job, man, and like I got to meet the coworkers and whatnot. It was in New York City, and they actually like their boss. I mean, that's something you don't really hear much often. They like their boss. He was having some party like this weekend, whatever. They were invited. They were gonna go chill with them. How often do you hear that? I mean, that was just wow. I think he's a really down to earth guy. I mean, I can't say it because I haven't met him, but
yeah, but he seems it. You're right. Yeah, he seems it. That's true.
But I mean, just based on your employees, based on what they have to say, I mean, that says a lot. So.
Yeah, I think that T-Mobile treats, from what I understand, T-Mobile seems to treat their staff really well.
I know a lot of AT&T employees were really upset with the way things played out this year when they had to strike over insurance and wages and their contract. I don't hear those things out of T-Mobile. I hear a lot of people complain about increasing in fees from customers on AT&T. I read about it. I report it on my channel. I don't get that from T-Mobile. I hear and see T-Mobile fighting to keep prices down, things like their Netflix and stuff. So they're completely different companies with completely different motivations. In fact, I think Deutsche Telekom is a little frustrated with John. I think they want him making more money. I think they want
I
to
can
see
see
them
that.
become more profitable, you know? But
That's why I said, if the merger does happen, I'm more fearful what happens after John leaves. Should he leave when the merger happens? I'm more fearful of that. Who's going to take over?
I will say that the guy who's supposed to take over is Mike Sievert. And from what I understand, he is like a disciple of John. So you'd be
Yep.
getting somebody who has his same mindset, his same approach, his values will be similar. You're probably not going to get the outlandish behavior because that's, I think, unique to John. He's willing to do that stuff. Mike Seaver probably is not, but you're going to get the same business principles, which is
I think
really
as-
all you care about as a consumer. John
Yeah,
doing a
and I
slow
think
cooker
as long as
Sunday
the-
doesn't matter.
No, he could do that retired and everybody would like it.
As long as the company culture doesn't change, I think that's the biggest thing.
Right.
Like if
right.
they have a serious company culture change. Like if John leaves and they get an AT&T CEO or a person like that, I think people are going to leave T-Mobile, the new T-Mobile, in droves. Like the second people hear about
I
that,
might be
think
one
they're
of
gonna
them.
leave in droves.
I might actually be one
I-
of them, man.
Yeah,
You would
because
leave
what
if John
T-Mobile
left?
has.
If
No,
there's
not
like
if John
a
left, but
sudden
if there's a cultural
culture
change.
change. Yeah.
Well,
like-
then,
who would you pick,
customer
man?
care, if customer care was still important, if that customer care team was still there, if the pricing was still competitive, I mean,
Well, no, if there's a serious cultural change, then what's going to happen is they're going to be like, no, this isn't the way this is supposed to be run. Export the customer care to other countries. We're going to raise the prices. Like all that stuff would happen like really fast or whatever.
Like they went full corporate, you mean?
Yeah, like if they just went like a new person took over the ship and said, "Oh no, this thing is going way the wrong direction," and like complete 180 on everything.
say hi, Yasmin. Say hi to everybody. We got Yasmin in the house, guys. She's gonna just checking in before she goes to sleep. You should be asleep. No, you shouldn't be asleep. Okay.
she should be asleep. It's 11
Hi,
o'clock
Yasmin.
over there, young
Everybody
girl.
says hi. Everybody says hi, Baba. Say hi. Say hi into the mic. Come on. Come on. They'll give you a super chat if you say hi.
The
Okay.
college fund.
All right, Yasmin. Good night.
That's where all your super chats go, by the way.
Yep, that's who the super chats go for. Yasmin. Say thank you. Say thank you. Bye, Yasmin. Deuces. Oh god, now she's twirling. All right, she gave you guys the twirl. That's a good night twirl.
Yep.
Bye. Yasmin. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you about the culture. That's a big deal. Because the thing is like you've stayed with them, and that's part of the reason why. Pricing's part of the reason, the network's part of the reason. And because you're a person who values those things like the culture, it's important to you. It's one of the key factors. So if that
Right.
And see, the thing is-
becomes compromised, you're gonna go, and I get it.
I think some people are even willing to overlook some of the things like they might not otherwise overlook. Like for example, the network, right? In some places it's not great. You know, everybody knows that, but it's getting better. And if you don't like the way it is now, wait 6 months.
Yep.
Like you can't say that about any other carrier because with T-Mobile, you know that there's a decent chance that if you don't have service in somewhere right now, in 6 months you probably will. Because
And
T-Mobile
it's going
just runs
It's
that
going to
fast.
be for everyone with band 71 or just 5G phones.
Well, 5G for T-Mobile is going to run a couple different ways. 600 megahertz will be used for 5G. It will also be
Right.
used for LTE. They're going to do dynamic spectrum sharing.
Oh, okay.
So if
All right.
you're going to connect to 5G, you're going to have a 5G enabled device. However, if you have a 600 megahertz capable device, you'll still be utilizing the LTE 600 megahertz.
Thank you, Ronald, for the $10 to Yasmin.
Thanks, Ronald. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks for the super chat. Now, here's the other issue. Band 41 will be utilized for LTE. That is the Sprint 2.5 gigahertz spectrum. But they're also going to deploy 2.5 gigahertz spectrum for mid-band 5G. Bless you. So it's going to be LTE backbone with 5G boosting capacity with, I don't know, I guess we'll say infrastructure for both, because there will be standalone 5G stuff and there will be non-standalone 5G stuff where it's 5G equipment and 5G spectrum in conjunction with LTE. So all I could say is if you're going to get a phone that's 5G compatible and you want to use it on T-Mobile and you want to make it kind of sort of future-proof, it's got to be low band, 600 megahertz compatible, and it has to be mid-band, 2.5 gigahertz compatible. Because you won't get the speed on the 600 megahertz that you can get on the 2.5. 2.5, if the concentration of spectrum is there, you'll get over a gig in download speeds.
Yep.
Oh, you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they do it in Japan. SoftBank went heavy into mid-band 5G spectrum. Like the 2.5 gigahertz here in the US, that is seriously, it's a best of both world spectrum. It's got better range than millimeter wave, but it doesn't have the speed, but it has much better speeds than low band. Bro, there's a reason why T-Mobile is willing to spend $30 billion on a failing company. They're getting 54 million customers, and they're getting 150 megahertz of nationwide 2.5 gigahertz spectrum. Bro, if Verizon had the spectrum, everybody can close their doors. I'm not even joking, bro. Go ahead, Dave.
Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say they're paying a little bit of money for a lot. Like they're paying a little bit for a gold mine.
No, hold on. I have heard that the amount of 2.5 gigahertz spectrum that Sprint has, half of it is valued at $20 billion. Wow. So that means it's worth about $40 billion.
And so they're only paying 30 for Sprint.
Well, the problem is they're taking on $34 billion in debt. Sprint's debt is not going anywhere.
Nope. True. They're buying up the debt.
So they have to find a way to defer and pay in a sequential way. And by the way, guys, last year it accrued $1.5 billion in interest. Just wanted to let you know.
Wow.
So Jamaal does a shout out to Yasmin, and hey, we get a different ecosystem with RCS and non-RCS messages.
Thanks, Jamil. Appreciate the super chat, Haboob. Go ahead, Rishi.
I was going to say, so for the Sprint CEO right now, like those guys, what happens to them in this merger? Do they
make money and they leave
at the round table? Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right.
Honestly, you know what, Rishi? Some of them might actually stay on if they are good. Like I hear there's one or two executives at Sprint that might stay on the new T-Mobile, but it's not many, and you can't blame them.
Yeah.
I mean, what has Sprint done so amazing that you would want to keep their talent?
I mean, their culture. Like if you were talking about culture, like it just wasn't some company you would want to be a part of, or like paying for services for.
You watched Aloha Android. You watched Tito's video on the Sprint thing.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's all you need to know about Sprint, bro.
I mean, I've had bad experiences. Huh?
Good. Go ahead.
I mean, I've had bad experiences myself with them when it comes to, you're going to pay this amount and then you end up paying like double and stuff in some cases. So.
Yeah,
I think company culture really does matter. I think people are going to go for a company that they align more with, even if they have to put up with some downsides, and they're going to defend it. Like, again, as I was mentioning with the T-Mobile network earlier, you may pay T-Mobile because they have a decent network. It's okay. It's not greatest in all your areas, but yet you want to see them continue to improve and you want to see what they're going to do next, and you're paying for that privilege. SpaceX, for example, you're paying for if you're paying Starlink, you're not only paying for home internet, but you're paying to help research the ability to one day leave the Earth and go out to the stars. You're paying for these things because you want to see what the future holds for them. You're not paying for them just for the here and now. And I think a lot of people understand that. A lot of millennials prefer like experiences rather than items.
I think that's true. I think that's a consumer shift. It's definitely different now. What I will say though is millennials are also not loyal. So it's a consumer base that will come and go as they please with their wallets and with their money. So you really have to compel them to stay. People that had AT&T always said, well, they're the only ones that do phone service. They just didn't know who else did because people didn't come and go as consumers before.
AT&T still calls himself the phone company.
And that goes back to the long distance calling from like 100 years ago.
Oi,
What's long distance?
don't let
What
me
is long distance?
That's when I call England and they charge me 4 cents a minute. That's long distance.
If anybody out there has not watched my history of AT&T video, that is a must watch. If you want to really understand the DNA of AT&T as a company.
We're at a 3-hour podcast. You should go watch it. I'm gonna put a link to that in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, I've done history of Verizon, history of AT&T. I'm doing the history of Sprint this week, and then I got the history of T-Mobile that I'll do probably within a couple of weeks. So, and I have a really nice catalog of videos. I've covered a lot of really cool topics. So they're my favorite videos to do. The history of, why I think Dish will fail, why I think Dish will succeed. The recap of the 2011 failed merger with T-Mobile and AT&T. I love doing the history videos, but the merger it's literally consumed my channel. Like I'm always looking for the news. I'm always looking for the update. What state is flipping? What is Letitia James doing behind closed doors? What is Deutsche Telekom telling Dish? What are the AGs trying to build a case, and which ones are coming and going? It's been like my head's been spinning from the merger, man.
How many square miles is Colorado making T-Mobile get 5G in?
How's the Band 71 deployment going?
Yeah, I follow all
it's
of
going.
That.
It's going great in Colorado.
And everybody tells me the same thing. They're like, yo, keep us posted, man. More of those merger updates. So I'm like, all right, I want to give the people what they want. And man, it's like made my head spin, man.
Are you getting burnt out, you feel?
It's just a lot, bro. The updates could be 2 or 3 in a day. I've literally made a video updating the T-Mobile and Sprint merger at like 4 o'clock right after school, right after I got out of work. The news came out like 3. So I built the script. I put in the notes. I recorded, edited, uploaded, did it all fast, put together a decent thumbnail, do all of that. And then like, as I'm posting it, I hit public, something else comes right out. So then I'm, again, reading the article, synthesizing the information. Here's the thing, and Ultratech, I think you'll appreciate this because you are a creator and you make videos too. You want to make good videos. You want to separate yourselves from others, right? There has to be something that you do differently, even if you're covering the same thing.
Right.
So what do I do differently than anybody else that does the same type of content that I do? Is when you watch my videos, you get me. People can read the articles themselves. People can look up the information and take what they want, but like my analysis, my perspective, my personality, my willingness to go in front of a camera and hit record and do it, that's what I'm selling, right? But like it's consumed me. It's made my head spin. I've been trying to keep up with it, and that's what my subscribers
you've been posting
want.
every single day, man. I know as a content creator, you do get these moments where like you just don't want to make a video. You just want to do something else, man. Like maybe just go play basketball or something different,
I want to go to the gym.
Sometimes
It sets me back. Right. I can't go to the gym because bro, producing a video, even a 3-minute update video, could take me 2 hours.
Yep.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
Like, go
you
ahead.
remember when that McLaurin announcement came up? T-Mobile was going to release this OnePlus McLaurin edition, and they're going to have 5G available at the end of the year. My freaking MacBook Air was just, it took about
Wait,
3
bro, you
hours.
uploaded and then I couldn't watch it anymore, and then you re-uploaded.
Yeah, because it only exported about a minute of the video. So then I had to export it, and that took another like 3 hours.
Dude, you
So,
should be using Linux. It doesn't have those issues.
what is that?
The
1X?
No, use Linux. You don't get those render
Oh,
issues.
Linux. No, I need I don't think there's any video editing tools like as powerful as Final Cut, because I bought all the extensions and whatnot. So I'm kind of
I'm
invested in
sorry.
this.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I just
you're
need, like,
doing
a
all,
new
you're doing all your stuff on a
iMac.
MacBook.
A MacBook Air. I'm not supposed to be even doing that 4K videos or even like 1080p 60 frames per second. I need to get like an iMac or something far in the future, because this thing is like heating
I
up,
use
bro.
the
It's
same
cooking.
software
It's
the
cooking.
BBC
Wow.
uses.
Pete,
Oh, what, Final Cut Pro?
Darktable?
No.
you know what I'm gonna honestly, bro? Like,
What Dave
Sony?
said.
I would actually push you away from an iMac. I would
Yep.
push you away from a MacBook Pro. I'd push you away from all that. What you need is a business grade PC.
Workstation.
Yeah, you need a business grade PC. What you're doing when you're describing 60 frames per second and all that, you need an i7 processor. Like, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, get tons of storage, because you have to store these files. You don't want something to happen and then your catalog is compromised with YouTube. So, like,
Bro, I've been
literally,
deleting every single video to save space.
yeah, bro. I'm telling you, like, I just spent almost $500. I have two monitors. Each one is like 23 inches. I have an i7 processor. I have 2 terabytes of storage.
You need
Like,
one of these.
like, I'm gonna seriously send you the link. It's through Amazon. It's this,
What is that?
This is my $1,200 computer.
bro. I spent less than $500, and
it's 85% of what I have.
and it's a beast of a setup. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, you have to think to yourself, for what I need to do, what do I need to spend? You could spend $1,500 on a MacBook Pro, or you can spend $2,000 on an iMac, or you can get something that's not flashy, but will do exactly what you need it to do without burning out for a fraction of the price. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I think people get caught up in brand recognition and what
And
people
then
tell them. But, like, you need to know, like, you don't have to spend on an iMac. You don't even need an iMac to do what you want to do. Trust me.
And
Actually,
then you
your
need to go to
iMac would
Ubuntu.com.
Your iMac, if you bought an iMac, if you're rendering out 4K at 60 frames a second, that'll take you a day and a half, because it's going to thermal throttle to the living end.
That's probably what happened that day. I'm not exactly sure why,
So,
because usually it takes about an hour.
MacBook Air is hilarious, by the way. They named it the Air because it has no airflow.
My wife has a MacBook Air, and it's a
That
challenge.
thing's going to catch fire if you're rendering.
I've never tried to even render with her machine.
Make a
I've been
computer
doing it for
like
2
that,
years,
install
man.
Ubuntu,
I
install
can
Ubuntu
render.
Linux on it, and Darktable.
Rishi, do you have space for a desktop setup?
Yeah.
I would just do a dedicated,
For a PC?
corner. Yeah, dedicated corner desk, dedicated desktop setup with a PC with an i7 processor. Get yourself tons of storage.
The thing is that Adobe Creative Studio, it's just like what, like $15 a month or something. It's pretty expensive.
Darktable.
Well, it doesn't work with
Linux and
PC.
Darktable. Linux and Darktable.
Rishi, what you have invested in your editing tools, is that not compatible on PC?
Nope.
No. It's only for a Mac.
How much did you burn in editing tools, Rishi?
Like over $300, $350.
Do you get is your channel monetized? Do you get super chats or anything?
I haven't done a live stream with an enabled super chat yet.
Okay, so if you don't mind, let's do one, and let's try to get you some super chats so we can get you invested in this new machine, bro.
All right.
Invite me on, I'll tell jokes.
Yeah, people will come on and they'll pay super chats for jokes from Pete.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
I think
I have you on, Pete.
Like seriously, Rishi, I know what you want to do, and if that machine's going to be giving you a hard time, that's the last thing you want in your way.
So my
Right.
machine, I've rendered out 4K videos at 60 frames a second and over an hour. Takes
Robert
about
says-
5 hours.
I don't know if you've ever used this, Pete. Adobe Creative Cloud.
They
Robert
don't
says
do
that.
Linux. Not
It's
going to use
expensive,
them.
man.
How much is it?
$15 a month or something like that. $20 a month.
Yeah, but you're
Actually,
monetized now.
Are you a student?
Not anymore.
Could have gotten $30 all in as a student.
No, dude, take the time, learn Darktable. I know it's a pain to learn new software, and I know you've invested in the video editing tools, but seriously, learn Darktable. It's open source.
And that's for
or whatever.
Linux, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn
Get a
it. I think
Linux
you'll
boot
be
drive.
very
You
happy.
can dabble in it while you're doing stuff
I
on
think
Windows.
I think you'll learn once you learn to use it. I think you'll be very, very happy.
Again, BBC uses it. It's not to save money, it's because they can render out 8K video without it crashing.
Rishi, make yourself a PayPal link, PayPal share link. I want you to put it in your description box of all your videos moving forward. And I mean, it's just when people appreciate what you're doing, they will send you. They will encourage you to make good videos, and they will send you donations to support your productions. Because I'm proof.
Yeah, I'm actually more focused. Like you said, I'm more focused in making better content
Me
than
too.
just
I hear
pushing
you.
out.
Yeah.
Like I could have made a video on this Rinky case, but I'm like, I'm not about that anymore. Like I'm trying to move away from the small tech YouTuber community and just try to be my own self right now. There's just way too much drama going on inside that community, and it's not really what I anticipated what it was going to be like. This person is going to be supportive, and it's going to be like a community where everyone can just grow. There's so much jealousy and just drama behind the scenes. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me, honestly. I welcome anybody onto my channel to join on a live stream or a podcast. I don't know. I think some of these people they're missing the point.
I think it's about money, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot of money at stake.
What else makes
whoever
people
puts
fight,
out this
bro?
video first? I mean, say there's one phone coming out. The first person who actually posts the video, they're getting most of the views, man. There's a lot of things that goes down.
I don't really watch them. You know what I'm saying? I watch certain creators like I told you when I first caught your channel, and then I didn't see you make a video for like a month straight. I was bummed out. I was like, man, I just found this guy's channel. Like, why did he stop? And then same thing with JG Tech Blog. I found his channel. I really liked it. I watch creators. I don't watch reviews for certain products. For products, I read reviews from the seller, like from the people that buy the products. I don't value everybody's opinion on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain creators I go out of my way to not watch because I question the authenticity and their perspective. I don't trust it. Not a player, a pun on words. I literally don't trust it because I don't know if they paid for it. Yeah.
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
A lot of these top tech reviewers, they're not really reviewers. They're into marketing. They market products. And they get a ton of sponsorship from all these other companies. And what they do is an art. They're really good at what they do. They're good with creating videos. And companies see that, and they're going to just give them some free phones like a month before it's actually released. Give them all these perks, and they expect a nice review. So
you know what I want? You know what I want my next reviewer to do? Show me a receipt. Show me that you paid for it.
For sponsorships?
No. Yeah, I want, first of all, show me the receipt you used when you bought it. Show me the receipt. And then the next thing, I want you to do a review long term. Show me that you actually reviewed it and you didn't return it after a week. You know, because like people literally do that. They buy a device and they return it within that week. They just pay a $35 restocking fee, bro. They got
Well,
14
you're not
days.
gonna. Yeah.
You know, and then like you said, some of them are just gifted them. Why else do they give away phones? They do. Oh, here's the giveaway. Like, you didn't pay for it if you're giving it away.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I'm not stupid, bro. I was born at night, not last night. These people are tripping, bro. You know, I came into this game, you know, trying to find a lane, like making my groove. You know, I can't do what they do, bro. What they do is just not what I'm about. You know, what they're doing, they're trying to make money, and that's fine, bro. But I'm not trying to have my credibility questioned, man.
Like I said, they're just marketing. They're not like, just
Yeah, it's
into
marketing.
just that's what it is.
It's an interesting topic. I think it's one of those things that us as content creators, we could probably speak to it all day, right? Frustrations or, the
I mean, you
truth of it
saw what
all.
happened with Painfully Honest Tech. You saw the video with Tech Grant and whatnot. I think he just got caught into the algorithm and just trying to just, feed the algorithm. I mean, 1 minute you're reviewing iPhones, next minute you're switching to the Galaxy S10 or something like that. You're just trying to satisfy the algorithm and just make as much money as you can. It's a very addicting thing. No one really wants to talk about it, but it is addicting. So,
Well, the problem with Jason is Jason quit his actual job and he had to make money as a primary source of income for his family, because he walked away from his position at a university as an instructor. So he's on an annual salary as a teacher. He walked away from that to produce as a creator because he is a creative person.
Mm-hmm.
And he's expressing himself in what he creates and produces.
That's
But I
dangerous.
think, and I see, and there it is. Dave said it. It's a
Those are
situation where
dangerous
his
waters.
growth was amazing. JTL killed it for about 2-3 years. I mean, I remember seeing him go from 40 to 80,000 in like 6 months on like 2 or 3 different videos. And like, it's warranted. His hard work paid off. But then you hit like a roof, like a ceiling kind of, the growth slows down. And then he walked away from his job. Now the income is only on YouTube and there's no growth. So it was cool when he had his job plus the supplemental YouTube. Now it's just the YouTube, right? And
That's really dangerous.
what you heard from him was frustration and fear that he was going to fail. That and Jason has he's very open and honest about himself. Like he talks to people about his personal issues. It's very commendable. It's truly amazing. Like not many people are willing to be out there, but you could see that there's a struggle there. Like he became very emotional about this whole ordeal.
Stressed out.
If you can't internalize this stuff, it's going to be bad. Because like you deal with it, right? You want your channel to grow and all that. Yeah, I deal with it all the time, bro. I want to do more. I want more subscribers. And subscribers is a horrible metric of success. It really is horrible. But they don't monetize you till 1,000, and they don't monetize you till 40,000 viewable minutes per month or whatever it is.
After 1,000, I don't think subscribers even matters anymore.
I hide my subscriber count.
Yeah,
I've hid mine almost the whole way. I think I hid mine after I hit 1,000. I'm like, why does anybody need to know my subscriber numbers? Is that going to be, okay, he's got 1,000 subs. Now I'll subscribe. It should be you watch a video, you like it. Right? And
now I'm saying it doesn't matter to me, but for other YouTubers, the way they judge each other, it's based off that number.
Well, nobody's willing and wanting to do a collaboration with a channel that's small.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless somehow, some way they just, I don't know, that a guy they've known them personally or something. I don't know, maybe.
Look at Viper, man. He had, what was it? Matthew, was it the Morrison guy?
Yeah.
He had a ton of top tech YouTubers coming into his live stream and whatnot. I'm not exactly sure how he got the hookup, but he was just, adamant about, meeting these people, getting these people on his channel. And they just, I don't know how, but they just said, okay.
And you've also got to be careful. Look, John from Front Page Tech talks about like the whole like companies buying YouTubers.
They are.
Like you'll get a company that will sign this contract and we'll give you a certain amount of money and everything, like you're in this contract now and you've got
What's
to
it called,
obey
the
our
MPN
rules
or something?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like-
I look at that guy like John Prosser. He's not my cup of tea. Like it's
What?
not my that's not my style, right? Like I don't necessarily like the delivery or whatever, but I appreciate what he does and the way he does it. You get what I'm saying? So like he's a breath of fresh air in a land of robots where everybody's the same. So he's a little bit different and I can appreciate that, you know? But he speaks very bluntly about topics like this, you know, and I don't know, maybe it's because he has the perspective. I think some people lack the perspective. But you know, when you focus on the content and quality and being different, the success comes. You know, I mean people, your subscribers, those that view you and watch you will appreciate it, and that's who you're making videos for. It's your group. The thing is you need to grow, right? You need to add more.
Right.
Like every company's like, oh, we need more business, we need more money, we need new customers. So you do need that, but you always somehow, some way try to finesse it and massage it so you're still, you know, your core, like who got you here. You're mindful of that production, you know.
Right.
It's interesting. Things have been very different recently, and yeah, I've noticed what you're talking about, man. I've been seeing it. It's pretty crazy. I had no idea that YouTube was so emotionally
I mean,
charged.
I
They're
didn't
making a lot of
either.
money, man.
It's a money thing. I mean, why else do people fight, right? I don't know. I didn't think.
Like you said, man, I think a lot of people are just becoming robots. They're just becoming these people who just, you know, whoever pays me, you know, they're going to get a video based off of that. And I'm just going to try to just put on this fake face, this fake smile, and just try to get you to buy into this and click on that link in the bottom to buy this phone. And I'm trying to build a channel based off science and facts rather than opinions. I got to put my freaking Rutgers degree to use, right? So,
I have a
Can't do
cousin
that.
who graduated from Rutgers. He's a Geek
Wow,
Squad
Carlos.
manager.
Carlos, thank you for the super chat.
he's-
Carlos just donated a $100 donation for Yasmin's college fund.
wow.
Wow.
Carlos, thank you, man.
wow.
I appreciate that very much. I'm like legit gonna take $100 out of my pocket upstairs and put it in Yasmin's piggy bank. Thank you, man. Thanks. That's a huge gesture. I greatly appreciate that. My goal is to save like $20,000 for Yasmin. I'm literally gonna just give her 20 stacks, bro, when she graduates high school and say this is for college. And I'm like I've been teaching for 10 years. I mean, my salary gets better in time, but like, you know, it's a challenge, bro. There's a reason why I grind. Like I've driven for Uber. I work a second job. I've repaired iPhones and stuff. I have a lot going on. I'm a very busy guy, and you know, it's the grind. Rishi, you know the grind. Pete, you know the grind. Dave, you know what I'm talking about, man.
Yep.
Oh,
I get
yeah.
you.
I
Thank
think
you.
today's world, a lot of people are working 2 jobs, bro, just to make ends meet. I think ever since that recession came up and stuff, man, a lot of things changed, man. I mean, even for you know, working at these retail stores and whatnot, they're hiring college kids to just come in and work part-time, and just
Yep.
a lot of things are changing, man. Or have changed.
Big time. I would say that in most cases, most couples, families, both work. Some work 2 jobs. You know, it's not easy, man. And you want to live with comfort. Like savings sometimes is impossible. You know, it's just paying bills.
Right.
You know, like savings is when you have surplus, but most people don't have that. You know, most of the super chats, so I got monetized, right? The first thing I did was upgrade equipment when I got monetized. My first microphone, my first webcam, and so my first round of equipment, I've had 3 rounds of equipment. My first round of equipment was money from my patrons. It was, yeah, like Pete's one of my original OGs. Like, there's 3 tiers to my Patreon. It's $1, $2, $3. You can donate whatever you want and get early access to videos, moderator status, Discord moderator status, exclusive videos that I don't put on public for YouTube. You know, they're for the patrons.
I randomly keep upping my pledge too.
So, those donations, if I didn't have those, I'd still be rocking my old, really basic minimalist, mic. I upgraded it to a Yeti. And then I went from, a junky built-in webcam to an actual dedicated webcam. And then I upgraded a lot of the hardware and the desk, and I bought a desktop, and but you invest as you go
build
along.
Yourself up.
Yeah. You go.
Gotcha.
So you remember when you first started making videos, what they looked like?
Yeah, it was crap.
Now look at what you're doing, right? Much better. Your knowledge, your experience, the investment is paying out.
Right.
Bro, your videos are really good now, man. I really like them.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I've been trying to add some extra spice to them.
By the way, we've hit a record at 3.5 hours.
Dave, are you still on here?
Did Dave fall asleep?
Nope, I'm still here.
What are you doing?
You eating a Pop-Tart?
No.
Good.
I'm just sitting here listening.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's been like for me as a creator. I started my channel a couple years ago. I remember the 2 guys to my right here, Dave B's Tech and the Bearded Dragon ? They've been riding with me since the first 50, I think.
Yep.
They're 2 of my first 50 subscribers. I'm looking in the live chat now. There's a lot of new faces, but I mean, these are the OGs, bro. These are the people that are here every week, every Wednesday. Like, I know all these people on here. They're in the stream all the time. Madbird, Robert, Ricky Florida Keys has become a huge contributor to the channel. Like, I know, bro, the community is valuable, man. You see the same people in your comments, the repeats?
I got what's his name? Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
He's always, checking out my videos, commenting and whatnot.
Yeah, these are good people, man. I
really hope that Ricky Florida Keys, he's been commenting a lot too.
Yeah, I really hope you guys find Altered Tech, find his channel, check out some of the videos. If you like what you see, subscribe, and then hit that notification bell, damn it, so you never miss an upload from the Altered Tech, man. If I'm the SMT, then you're the AT, so go ahead.
Yeah, my channel has been growing pretty rapidly for the past couple days because of those Oneplus videos.
Getting a lot of subscribers, getting a lot of views.
Yeah. So I'm just going to try and keep that up because I know what I want to become right now. Remember when I had that whole crap, freaking copyright strike from that guy, whatever?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That kind of people were telling me to go ahead and just, make videos, just bashing all these fake YouTubers. Well, fake YouTubers, that's what they call them. And I was just like, you know what? I got to figure something out. I got to be different. So when they told me, I can't, have my own opinions or their opinions, I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? So, you know what? Let me go ahead and make videos based on facts and use that with science. Try and use my engineering degree, like I said, in these videos and become more creative. So that's my whole philosophy right now.
Well, I mean, whenever you take that approach, you're looking for accuracy and precision.
Exactly.
You're taking the opinion out of it.
Exactly. Maybe I'll put a little opinion here and there, but for the most part, try to put in as much facts and experiments as I possibly can.
Listen, if you want to keep Ricky Florida Keys as a subscriber on your channel, do not say Don't do it. He's leaving, bro.
I used to do that all the time. It took me a while. I think it's a thing of being shy, whatever.
Yeah, you get comfortable in front of the camera. You know
Right.
it's recording, but like you kind of look past it a little bit after a while. You're like, okay, well, I've recorded a million times. I know what I'm talking about. I've put in the time. I familiarize myself with everything. I got nothing to lose, man. I'll tell you what, when I first started making videos, I wasn't even on camera.
Nope, he wasn't. Still loved him though.
Yeah, I was doing like a voice over an image or a screenshot or a screen capture. And then I was thinking to myself, everybody does this. There's 50 people out there that are doing this, and they're all the same. So I wanted to separate myself. So I put myself in front of the camera. And that's why I said it's you that people are subscribing to. It's not the Oneplus. Yeah, they want to know about the Oneplus, but it's you.
To be honest, I was kind of nervous to actually put my face on my videos. I wasn't exactly sure people how they would perceive me and be like, oh, so that's how he looks.
Yeah. I wonder what people thought when they first saw me on camera. I'm like, they've heard a voice for like the first 6 months. And then I was like, you know what? I just need to record.
When I saw you on camera for the first time, it was like, thought his lungs were slightly smaller.
Big Tom Spark is in the house. What's up, Big Tom? Never say Tom Spark reviews 10 times in front of a bathroom mirror with the lights off. Nice, man. Yeah, I also remember the first person to reach out to me to collab, and it was JG from JG Tech Blog. Well, Pete, yeah, me and you.
But I'm not a YouTuber.
Yeah. Me and you on the podcast was huge. Pete came on the podcast with me, and I mean it's pretty much a weekly thing now, at least, you know. But it was JG. He's like, yeah, let's do a collab. You know, he reached out to me, and that told me that somebody was liking whatever I was doing. That gave me a little more confidence. I remember the first time I did his podcast, I started his podcast for him. Everybody called me the teacher because I did it from my classroom because I'd been grading papers for 3 hours. I was at my desk. And I think that's where Rafi comes from. I think that's where, like, I don't know, maybe Jess. I don't know. There's some people in the live chat probably now that are JG Tech Blog crossovers. You know, so the collaborations are good for your channel, Altered Tech, and try to do as many as you can with good people. You got nothing to worry about, man.
Right.
Don't be bashful to do the collabs. I know you're a little hesitant because you see the toxicity that's out there. Just find good people, man.
That's kind of hard to find nowadays, bro, to be honest.
You ain't lying, bro.
Everybody has an agenda, and it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Well, I could tell you right now, my live streams, my podcasts are open to all creators as long as I see their energy is positive and they're legitimate and truthful and honest. They're more than welcome to come on. Tom Spark reviews. He's a friend of the show. I've done a collaboration with him.
That was a good video.
Yeah, it was a good video. I had him on. We talked about VPN. We talked about his channel.
Refer people to him for that too. Hopefully that helps them out in the YouTube world.
Maverick says, do you remember the first time I caught your show? I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Maverick, you've been a friend of the show for about a year, maybe? I don't know. So I obviously have a lot of new subscribers, but a lot of the same faces have stuck around, and it's kind of fun. The channel grows with, you and your community. It's actually the best part of the channel that I have is the community. And I wish I could get more, I don't know, I guess we'll call them collaborations with smaller YouTube creators, because I'm not a big YouTube creator. Not at all. I have 6,000 subscribers.
With your 3-hour, 40-minute podcast, you're pretty big.
Yeah, I know. We're going to eventually have to go to sleep or something, right?
Yeah. I gotta go to the gym like at 5.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wrap things up so everybody can go to bed and get on with their lives. So this has been the SMT podcast, the Sunday edition. We talked a lot of tech. We talked, personal items with the whole YouTube creator thing. That was cool. We had Ronaldo. We had Dave B's Tech. We have Dave B's Tech. We have Bearded Dragon in the house, Altered Tech. It's been 3 hours and some odd minutes?
40.
We set a record, obviously, personal record. I'll probably never beat that. So
Nope.
there's that.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm hungry too, Ricky.
So let's get those likes up. If you're watching this in the live, thank you for being here. If you commented, thank you as well. Big shout out to all of those that left super chats, PayPal donations. Thank you guys for your generosity and the kind gestures. They're greatly appreciated. And seriously, the best community out there on YouTube. You guys are amazing. I really do appreciate it.
And if you watched all the way to the end, you should put a comment in the section down below that says Sneedlings.
The Sneedles.
Because just put Sneedlings because it's different, and people will if you see that, then you'll know that people actually watched all the way to the end.
Also, if you do that, and I see you earlier in the chat, I'll put you in a drawing for a $30 pay throw out.
Yeah, so
Sneedlings.
The Sneedlings. Thank you guys again for watching. If you're watching this on replay, big shout out to the replay crew. Thank you guys for watching as well. Also, please do like this video. Help it get out into the YouTube algorithm. My guests were amazing. Ronaldo, everybody here now, the Bearded Dragon, Dave B's Tech, Altered Tech. Did I have anybody else on today?
No, just 5.
All right, so it was awesome. I had a lot of fun. Altered Tech, big shout out to your channel. Producing
Thanks,
that
man,
great
appreciate
content. OnePlus coverage.
Right.
I want to raise a Sneedling. Thanks, guys, again. Big shout out to the Discord community. Hideka was on earlier. Big shout out to the patrons, everybody contributing to the community. Thank you guys so much. I'll leave it at that. On behalf of everybody here. Oh, go ahead, Pete.
Post Sneedling in the giveaway channel.
Sure. Go ahead and do that.
Let's see. Can I get this thing back into active use, though?
All right. While Pete is doing that, we'll let everybody go. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks again for watching. I'm the SMT, and we will see you guys on the next podcast or video. So, peace.
Peace.
See ya.